continue tonight in Orlando with a quarterfinal battle featuring the AFL's most intense rivalry. It's called the War on I-4. But there's more than a strip of highway that connects Tampa Bay and Orlando. Jay Gruden and Tim Markham won 2 championships together in Tampa Bay. Now Gruden stands across the field from his old coach at the helm of the Storm's most hated opponent. These two have met before when the chips were down. Last year, the Predators upset the top-seeded Storm on their way to the Arena Bowl. And 2 years ago, Gruden hoisted the championship trophy after beating Markham in his own arena. Tampa Bay is ready to even the playoff score against the Predators. Orlando wants to crush the Storm's title hopes once again. Buckle up. It's time for another chapter of the War on I-4. It was shortly after 5 o'clock this afternoon that the Tampa Bay Storm wrapped up their 90-mile drive up Interstate 4 and unloaded outside the TD Waterhouse Center for tonight's 26th renewal of Arena Football League's top rivalry, the War on I-4. It is Tampa Bay at Orlando tonight live right here on TNN Sports. This is the first of 4 quarterfinal games on the schedule this weekend. Tomorrow, we'll be in San Jose, California for Oklahoma's top-rated defense against San Jose's #1 offense. Then on Sunday, ESPN will bring you Arizona at Albany, and then ESPN2 will bring you Nashville and the Iowa Barnstormers. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jungle. They used to call it the Orlando Arena, then the TD Waterhouse Center, but it's the Jungle when the Predators are home, and we welcome you to the best rival the Arena Football League has. You know, you pick your sport in baseball, the Yankees and the Red Sox. College football, Alabama, Auburn, or maybe USC, UCLA, Michigan, Michigan State. In hockey, it's the Canadiens and the Maple Leafs. Well, Mark May, this is 2 dynasties in the Arena Football League going at it, separated by just 90 miles. This is, on this level, probably as big a rivalry as maybe the ones you played in the great Redskins-Dallas Cowboy games.
Well, rivalries tend to bring out the biggest emotions in football players. Playing for the Washington Redskins in the 80s, I hated the Dallas Cowboys. Randy White and I had wars on the field, before the game, after the game. Started in 1981, ended in 1995. That was the first year we had civil words to say to one another. But in big rivalries like this, as a player, you never forget games like this. For as long as you win, you'll always remember a game like this.
And this area is psyched up. But let's put emotions aside for just a moment, and let's talk X's and O's. If Orlando is going to win, well, they might do it on the ground. Running back Rick Hamilton, 210 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's the #1 runner in the league. Quarterback Cannell Maynard, he has run for some 230 yards this year. He is a good one. Could be the difference. If he has to throw, he's thrown for 54 touchdowns, 3,100 yards to the likes of Brett Cooper. And, of course, Maynard has to be salivating at the prospect of throwing against the secondary of Tampa Bay. They were scorched last week by the Milwaukee Mustangs in the playoff game. So that's how Orlando could win. How about Tampa Bay, Mark?
Well, they've got to put the ball in the air, and that's the guy that has to do it for Tampa Bay. John Kaleo, a magnificent week last week, almost perfect. 307 yards, 7 touchdowns. You want a hot quarterback going into the playoffs. They've already won their first game in the playoffs, and for them to have success tonight, Kaleo has to be sharp.
So we've got a dandy, and we are so happy you're with us tonight on TNN Sports. Coming up, it is Cannell Maynard and the Predators. They're ready to make their 3rd straight run towards the Arena Bowl. But Jay Gruden will have his hands full against his old coach and team. It is the War on I-4, and you're part of it tonight on TNN.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Green visible solid? What's that?
I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works.
No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Got to be cool.
Hungry for seafood? When your hunger strikes, there's only one thing to do. Head to Red Lobster for lobster and shrimp. Sweet, succulent lobster together with mouth-watering shrimp. Just $12.99 right now at Red Lobster. So hurry in and get it before it's gone.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast Tough Actin' Tenactin Pump Spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with Tough Actin' Tenactin.
Introducing new Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. It's specially formulated to give tires a brilliant shine. New Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. Shinier longer than all leading brands.
Arena Football on TNN is being brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant, and by Tenactin for tough cases of athlete's foot. There is Tough Actin' Tenactin. We have close to a sellout this evening. There is a major traffic jam, as per usual, on Interstate 4, heightened by the fact that there's been a storm outside. But nevertheless, we're ready for football, and Jill is standing by with a guy, unfortunately, in street clothes.
Thanks, Eli. I'm here with Webby Burnett. He's a lineman with the Predators. He's not dressed out because he's injured and won't be in the game tonight. But you've played in this rivalry 9 years now. What is it like as a player to play in such a big rival game?
Well, these kind of games right here are very, very intense. These are the Florida States and the Florida, the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. And this is one of the most intense rivals I've ever been in, high school, NFL, whatever. Most intense.
Okay, well, last 2 years, you guys have made a great run to the Arena Bowl. What is your team going to have to do to make it 3 in a row to the Arena Bowl?
Well, we got to play good, sound football. We can't make too many mistakes. We got to throw in some coverages to confuse Kaleo. And don't get me wrong, they're a great team. They're well coached. It's going to be hard to do. So the team that makes the least mistakes will win the game.
All right, well, they need your support. Good luck in the game. Back to you, Eli.
All right, Jill, thank you. There is Tim Markham, the winningest coach in Arena Football League history, a Hall of Fame member, only coach in the league with better than 100 victories. And he is opposed by his former quarterback, Jay Gruden, in his 3rd season as the Predators head coach. He won the Arena Bowl as a rookie head coach in 1998. And Mark, I dare say before those games, the Skins and the Cowboys, the emotions are just kind of bubbling over, huh?
Definitely. Games like this, you let it all hang out because there's no tomorrow after a playoff game. You go for the juggler in a game like this, and the players will start off fired up.
There is Cliff Dell. He has caught 10 kickoffs this year, running back for an average of 23 yards per. He does have a touchdown, though, as you see, for that 55-yard return. And getting set to kick it off is Matt Hurtkamp, injured early this year. He has returned, the former LSU Tiger and Troy State graduate. Off the metal, it is fielded by Douglas. To the 15 and out to the 18-yard line. Andre Bowden will make the stop after the 14-yard run back by Douglas. And here comes Connell Maynard.
What an outstanding quarterback. A tremendous year this year. The only quarterback in Predators history to rush for over 100 yards. He has 200 yards this year. A double threat running and throwing the football.
The offense has been basically stationary with the exception of Webby Burnett out with the injury, as Jill just told you, replaced by Matt Storm at center. Dell is in motion. They're going to Dell. First pass, first play, first touchdown of the ball game. Tommy Henry scorched for a 32-yard yard touchdown strike. As we said at the opening, that is what Tampa Bay got burned on, albeit winning the ball game last week against Milwaukee. You knew that's exactly where Orlando was going.
And head coach Jay Gruden, he knew this. He wanted to go deep with the football. Here he is, Cliff Dell, makes a move back. All it is just a little hit right there to the outside. Henry can't keep up with him. It is just a corner route. It's an easy route to read. But this team has been beaten deep last week. In the first play of the game, Connell Maynard takes advantage of it. That's what you have to do to play championship football.
And the extra point is up and good by David Kuhl. We have played exactly one offensive play. 32 yards. Of course, in this league, the clock keeps running until after the extra point. So the expiry of that drive will be 1 minute and 17 seconds. But that is the explosiveness of Orlando. Now, these teams have, of course, met earlier this year. The second meeting of the season had little concern on Tim Markham's face, but Tampa Bay put the heavy rush on Connell Maynard. As a matter of fact, they forced him to fumble, even though he recovered his own fumble. Later, he was knocked out of the game. Pat O'Hara came in, threw his first pass, intercepted by Antoine Worthman, who returned it for a TD. And Tampa got to Connell Maynard and beat him 50-36.
And that's what it takes. When you play rivalries, you always want to take advantage of their misadvantages and their mistakes. And that's what Tampa Bay did at home. Here it is, another look at the touchdown pass right at the play. Connell Maynard looks straight downfield. He's looking at the middle of the field the entire play. He knows where he's going with the football. No second chances. He wanted to draw first blood, and he did the first play of the game, Eli.
Took 1 minute and 17 seconds to handle it. Now, with David Kuhl kicking it off, the deep man is James Bowden. 6 yards deep. Has running room. Good balance. Kuhl can't get him, but he is put down. Last play by Damon Mason. A 41-yard return. There's Damon Mason saving the touchdown.
And he's the safety back there. He's led the AFL in tackles the last 2 years, set records. You've got to have a safety valve like Damon Mason. Without him, it's a touchdown. An outstanding job of reading your blockers, going straight ahead by Bowden. He follows his blockers right there at the hole. Right there, he should go down, but athleticism keeps him up. Then he sprints away from the kicker right there, and it's one-on-one with Mason. Mason makes the touchdown-saving tackle.
John Kaleo out of Maryland, the quarterback. On the pitch to Bowden. He's put down at the 10-yard line. Now remember, there are 2 Bowdens. Number 30 is Andre Bowden. Number 10 is James Bowden. They are not related, but don't get confused as we talk about a lot of Bowdens tonight.
How about them Bowden boys?
I guess.
But John Kaleo, what a magnificent season he's had. The last 10 games, he's won 8 of them, and because of him, that's the reason why Tampa Bay's been able to turn their season around and get to the playoffs. This is a hot offense right now.
Kaleo, who holds a degree in criminology from the University of Maryland. Here's Bowden on the screen. Maybe a half yard, if that much. The Tampa Bay starting offense highlighted by that group right there, including Lawrence Samuels, who has 2 Arena Bowl titles, the number 2 receiver. The offensive line anchored by Pig Goff. Why did we highlight him there? Because Mark May was one of the Washington Redskins hogs, said if we had to highlight somebody, we darn well better highlight a guy with the nickname of Pig.
You got to respect the swine in the league, and the pig is one of the brothers.
Here's the first 3rd down play of the ball game. It comes for Tampa Bay. Kaleo. Into the end zone, Samuels. Does he hold on? Yes, touchdown, touchdown. He beat Kenny McIntyre on the 9-yard strike to the corner of the end zone. Nicely done by Kaleo and Samuels.
Most teams like to throw away from Kenny McIntyre. They call him the glove, the best cover man in the league. But right here, it's a crossing route. Kaleo's looking to his left. He's looking off. He's not there. Sprints out of the pocket, steps up, and there's his wide receiver in the corner of the end zone. Great working relationship between the quarterback and wide receiver, Lawrence Samuels. That's what you have to do. If the rush is not in the middle, you step up where you've got great vision to make things happen.
Now, this is not automatic. Matt Hurtkamp missed 4 of 8 extra points last week and just does sneak that one in at the left upright. Hey, folks, strap on the oxygen tank. What a start, huh? We're coming back to Orlando, tied at 7.
Wendy's has a craving for a hot new sound. Enter Wendy's Search for Sizzling Sounds contest, brought to you by TNN and CMT. All you have to do is write an original song that captures your love for hamburgers, like the ones you get at Wendy's. That classic combo of hot and juicy beef with your choice of crisp toppings. Just rush to Wendy's for all the details, or enter online at sizzlingsounds.com. If you win, you could be flying to Nashville to have your song professionally produced.
Wendy's, search for Sizzling Sounds.
Sponsored by TNN and CMT.
Hey, Franklin, what do you want more than anything else in the whole world? I'd like to go to lunch. Me too. I bet some coworkers of mine would love to have lunch with you. I bet they would. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. Watch this. Pretty, pretty dancing. You can see all this and more at lunch. Pretty, pretty dancing.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. That ought to hold you.
You know what a panda has for lunch? They have bamboo.
Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
No more half-naked women. No more trash. No more fistfights. No more fun.
So we call it Porno Jam.
But is this preaching prophet good or evil?
Nothing more interesting than a good girl gone bad.
He's got the power, but absolute power corrupts, and his thugs kidnap Lindsay, the Golden Girl. Roller Jam. Season premiere. Friday, August 11th on TNN.
Now the evening clearing up just a bit now. That is the home of the Orlando Predators during the NBA season. It's the home of the much rebuilt Orlando Magic after all of the signings of today. And no chance for storms, say the Orlando fans. Glad you're with us here on TNN Sports. Eli Gold, Mark May, Jill Arrington. Tomorrow night we'll be with you from San Jose, California. Another cross-country jump. Wonder if the boss is giving frequent flyer miles on this one.
I hope so. I didn't get any last week, but I'm praying I'm getting them this week. It's sideline to sideline, coast to coast for this broadcast through the last 2 weeks. It's been fun. It's been high-rising. It's been fast-paced. But starting off with a game like tonight, I mean, this is incredible. This is outstanding. You talk about excitement to start a game off. Doesn't get any better than this.
Matt Hurtkamp kicking it off. Cliff Dell is deep for Orlando. 4 yards deep. Dell out of running room at around the 15-yard line. Well, the war on I-4. Not going to be a whole lot closer than that, huh?
Not at all. Look at the points. 25 games and only 19 points separate them. That's outstanding. That's close games. That's a rivalry.
And indeed, these two cities, Tampa and Orlando, both on Interstate 4, hence the name. But if you're not familiar with the geography and the highways of Florida, Interstate 4 does tie these two cities together, separated as they are by just 90 miles. Connell Maynor is the quarterback. Good blocking by Hamilton, and here's where Maynor is dangerous. Outside of Samuels all the way down to the 17-yard line. That's what makes Connell Maynor so dangerous. Of course, Connell Maynor also has some pretty good guys with which to work, including Brett Cooper, who caught that winning touchdown at Albany to earn for Orlando the #2 seed. And there you see the offensive line with Big Daddy Yum Yum, Webby Burnett injured. Matt Storm gets the start at center. They say that Maynor stepped out of bounds just across midfield. So they spot the football on that 10-yard pickup at the 24-yard line of Tampa Bay. Tied at 7. Good tackle at the ankles that time. Torrey Epps, big number 52, there to make the stop. And Torrey Epps anchors that Tampa Bay defensive line with NFL experience for him in New England, Atlanta, Chicago, New Orleans. Even played in the Canadian Football League with the BC Lions, British Columbia Lions. In the secondary, the defensive back, Antoine Worthman, the #1 tackler on the ball club in his 5th year out of Illinois State. And Israel Byrd gets the start tonight. He's been injured much of the year. Flags on the play. A lot of folks jumping on the offensive front. You know, the addition of Israel Byrd was a last-second decision on the part of Coach Tim Markham.
It definitely was. When we talked to the coach the other day, what he told us was he doesn't know who's going to play back there. It's almost eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He had a choice of 5, and that was his 5th pick.
They're going to call Torrey Epps on that penalty flag. Out of the University of Memphis.
And Eli, what's interesting to see about the Tampa Bay offense at this point is usually this is a control offense. Run the ball, short passes, screens out to the side, screen to the fullback. They've been throwing deep almost every pass play. They're taking their shots at the defensive backs in the Tampa Bay Storm.
Orlando doesn't usually throw downfield as much as some other teams do. Here they go in long. Punt at the 5-yard line. And out of bounds. On the catch is Joe Douglas, the offensive specialist, with a 21-yard pickup. Antoine Worthman there, number 23, forcing him out of bounds. Joe Douglas, the rookie out of Montana.
Talk about a phenomenal play. Watch Connell Melo. He's going to get pressured right at the end and get hit. But Joe Douglas, right between 2 players, the ball's dropped right in between the sandwich, and he comes down with a reception. Phenomenal job by quarterback Connell Maynard of watching the defense and throwing the ball over one defensive back and in front of the other to his wide receiver.
And Douglas was an All-American wide receiver for the Grizzlies of Montana. Now with Hamilton, the fullback. Dell is in motion. They look towards Cliff Dell. He curls in for the touchdown. He curled in behind Antoine Worthman towards the middle of the end zone. Dell with the touchdown, his 2nd of the night, 5-yard pickup.
And they're not wasting any time of putting the ball in the end zone. Antoine Worthman, you cannot let a wide receiver get behind you at any point, particularly in the end zone. What happens is Joe Douglas is smart enough, or Cliff Dell smart enough to turn around and circle behind him. He's got no defense. As soon as he gets by him right there, he's got no defense. So he's turning around and looking for the ball while the defender is looking at the wide receiver. Touchdown, Orlando.
And now the extra point attempt by David Kuhl off the high snap. But he makes no mistakes about it. Kuhl now 79 of 86 in extra point kicks. That was a 4-play drive. 34 yards, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. There's your score. Back in a moment.
Are you embarrassed by unsightly spider veins that discolor your legs? Introducing Vanish, the Swedish vein therapy formula, a revolutionary new treatment proven to actually repair and diminish ugly spider veins. Not a cosmetic, not a cover-up. Vanish has been successful in 90% of all cases. The patented formula has been clinically tested and proven to effectively eliminate or reduce unsightly spider veins with regular use. Look, spider veins are actually clogged veins. The blood is trapped in the vein near the surface of the skin. You see a nasty pattern, but just rub the Vanish into your legs. It stimulates the blood vessels beneath the surface of the skin, reducing the appearance of spider veins. In just weeks, spider veins actually are eliminated or significantly reduced so you can enjoy healthier, younger-looking legs. Perfect for shorts, swimsuits, skirts, just lovelier legs that are great to look at. In these actual photos, look at the amazing Vanish difference.
I was horribly embarrassed by ugly spider veins. Vanish changed my legs in just 4 weeks.
I've tried everything. Everything. I've even considered surgery. Vanish really works.
I used to cover my legs all the time. Vanish made my spider veins vanish.
Vanish is not a cover-up. This amazing formula is made from all natural herbal compounds that actually penetrate and unclog your veins. Remember, Vanish, the Swedish vein therapy formula, has been proven successful on 90% of all cases. If you're not completely satisfied, just return it for a full money-back refund. No questions asked. This patented formula is not available through any other company, so don't delay. Which would you rather have, this or this? Order Vanish today and start enjoying lovelier legs.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-888-202-5446. Operators are standing by to answer all your questions. Get rid of those unsightly spider veins with Vanish, the Swedish herbal vein therapy. Call 1-888-202-5446 to find out about how you can get 1 full month supply of Vanish absolutely free. Call 1-888-202-5446.
Welcome back, everybody. If you've missed the first few moments, you've missed a lot already. An explosive start, Mark.
And that's the way to start a game, particularly a rivalry. You pull out all the stops, you put in special plays that you haven't shown to anyone in the last couple of weeks, and it surprises the opposition. That's what's happened on both teams. They've gone at it offensively right off the bat.
And the fans still filing into the TD Waterhouse Center. It is closing in on a packed house. All but a couple of thousand tickets were sold as of yesterday in the building that holds 16,600 for Arena Football League play. Bowden, 5 yards deep. And hard licks being handed out across the way there. That was Rick Hamilton, number 42, and Damon Mason, number 9. There to make the hard special team tackles for Orlando. John Kaleo found Lawrence Samuels for a touchdown back in the opening moments to tie the ball game at 7 apiece. Now from his own 10, everybody comes charging through for the Orlando Predators. In a big game like this, as referee Wes Fritz signals the penalty.
Encroachment, 93 defense, 3-yard penalty, 1st and 7.
On a game like this, when Curtis Eason came charging through, is the adrenaline just flowing so hard at this point, Mark?
It definitely is. Usually the first play, when you get that first hit, it's over. But in this game, they're just attacking each other on every play. That adrenaline's still running high.
Nothing on the receiving end. James Bowden, the intended receiver, number 10. The Orlando defense, we've not highlighted them yet for you. Alan Storm, B.J. Cohen, excellent speed and size with those 7 sacks. Hamilton and Cliff Dell. And there's the secondary, Cooper Mason and the glove, Kenny McIntyre. 11 interceptions. He has broken up 19 passes already this year. From their own 13, Kaleo. It's short and it could be picked. It is incomplete. There was a miscommunication there because the wide receiver for Tampa Bay, Michael Fagan, went one way, the ball went the other. Plus there's a flag back at the 5.
That flag, Eli, is going to be personal foul against Rich McKenzie for hitting the quarterback, John Kaleo, to the head.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 90, a blow to the head. 8 yards, automatic first down.
Rich McKenzie, the 3rd-year player out of Penn State.
And this is what happens, Eli, when you talk about emotions in a game like this. Pull up, you're smarter than this. There he goes right for the head. It was a club shot.
Second flag against Orlando. Tampa Bay got lucky on that one, too, because there was a major mix-up on the offense. So with the penalty of first down from their own 21. Maybe a yard for Cedric McKinnon, the fullback, number 42. And there was McKenzie, number 90, and Curtis Eason, number 93, who combined to make the stop. McKenzie has been injured, but he's got tremendous quickness. Even in college, he had 20 sacks for Joe Paterno there at Penn State.
And you know, if you go to Penn State, you've got to be an excellent athlete. He went to camp at Tampa Bay, so he has all the tools. He just has to stay healthy, as you say.
2nd and 10. Bowden, nice hands. Made the grab and held on as he got hit impressively by Damon Mason, number 9. James Bowden stuck by that guy, but he held on to the football. That was what Bowden did Saturday against the Milwaukee Mustangs.
He got into the end zone 6 times. One wide receiver. Here's a guy that was out on the street earlier in the season. They finally talked him into coming back, and it was quarterback John Kaleo that talked him into coming back. He was on a job interview in North Carolina.
Kaleo to Bowden. Diving, cannot hang on. He had Mason beaten. But James Bowden, who finished the year 3rd in the league in all-purpose yards, unable to hang on. Watch it, though. Mountain's a good one from North Carolina A&T.
He definitely is. This ball just goes off his fingertips. It's a one-on-one route against Damon Mason, and he's got the edge. He's got the position right here, and he goes by him. If he can just get out there just another split second longer, he's going to come out with a touchdown reception. But a perfectly thrown ball by quarterback John Kaleo. The ball is on the money.
So they're going for it on 4th down near midfield. A 4th and 3. Kaleo can run. Is he going to get there? Well, they might have shoved him forward for the first down. What kind of a spot does he get? No, he will not get there. Cliff Dell, number 8, will take him down, and they will give him the left-footed spot. It'll be shy of first down yardage, and Orlando will take over, but I believe they are going to measure, just to be sure. Wes Fritsch, the referee, says, let's bring the chains in. You don't see this very often in the Arena Football League, but no question there. The Orlando defense has held.
And an outstanding job by Cliff Dell. Right here, he takes position of quarterback John Kaleo to force him one way. In an open field situation where it's 1-1, right there, he comes to his inside shoulder, makes Kaleo go to the outside, shortens the field, and just by a foot, he stops him.
Jay Gruden likes what he sees.
And he knows in games like this, it's big plays like that. If you can stop them from scoring on a series or a drive and take over and turn that momentum against them, you can really determine the fact of the game at this point. That's a big stop for this team.
Orlando's up 14-7. Watch if Maynard goes for the jugular right here. He's going to run it. He's so dangerous. He'll pick up 8 to the 24 of Tampa Bay.
Connell Maynard, he looks for his wide receiver down the field of play. He's not open. He doesn't want to look to a secondary receiver because it's a quick drop. He sees an opening in the field. He takes off and runs. Watch the quickness on Connell Maynard. Here he is. He's looking to the left all the way. 3 steps, boom, he's not open. I feel the pressure. Let's get out of here. I can see some green field. Let's take off, pick up positive yardage. That's why he's such a great threat in this league, because at a moment, he can take off and he can run for 5 or 6 or 8 yards.
Connell Maynard, 230 yards rushing to the positive, only 30 to the negative for a net 200 yards. And the number will grow again as he picks up 3 more for a first down to the 21-yard line. Michael Fagan, the defensive back out of Alabama, making the stop.
And why not stay with that? I mean, here's Connell Maynard. You can't stop him. Pull it down. He runs it twice. Bingo, bango, he gets a first down. Why not? The defensive secondary is drawn off. He's going with deep routes with his wide receiver. That's opening up the middle of the field. Hey, pull it down and run with it. They can't stop him.
Justin Newberry, Hunter Nelson, Justin Newberry to the bottom of section 114 now.
Already 21 rushing yards tonight. You know he bowled a 300 game last summer?
In one game?
Yeah, that's if he hit all the pins. Here's Maynard. Low and long. Incomplete. Brett Cooper was the intended receiver, but it was over his head and over Tommy Henry's head as well. Yeah, if you knock down all 10 pins in every frame and so on, you get it.
I know that, but it usually takes me 2 or 3 games to get to 300. I've over 300 before, but it's a couple of games.
Look at the crowd here tonight. It's filing in now to near capacity. Did you see the numbers the other day? The Arena Football League and AF2, their developmental league combined, entertaining over 2 million fans this year live in the arenas. That is the greatest attendance figure that Arena Football and AF2 have ever had. Over 2 million fans coming through the turnstiles this year. Play clock to 3 as you see. Maynard unloads. Douglas, nice grab, close to a first down. He uses the wall to propel himself further, but the play was out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you something. Even though Douglas made a great catch and Michael Fagan could not stop him, Mel Agee really drills Connell Maynard as he unloads the football.
And Connell Maynard keeps his concentration. He feels the heat right there. He unleashes the ball, but a great catch by Joe Douglas right here, keeping his eyes on the ball. But Connell Maynard, he's feeling the heat right here. Maynard is. Boom, get rid of the football. I see the white jerseys coming to my front. See it out of the side. Get rid of the football. It's a completion.
Darian Connor and Mel Agee right there to stop him as we are within the final half minute of the opening period. You see 3rd and a short 2. Nothing there as Mike Osuna in at fullback, comes up shy, and oh, there are flags as the football came flying out of that scrum.
And that's Mike Osuna just using his emotion, not thinking and holding on to the ball. He slams the ball down on the ground. He's going to get penalized for it. But he didn't have a chance on the play. No one blocked the tackle.
We have a delay of game for spiking the ball, delaying it. 3-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
So Mike Osuna. And Gruden doesn't like that.
He's not happy with that, but he can live with that because he knows it's just emotion that the players are upset. They want to perform on every single time they touch the football and take advantage of it.
So David Kuhl is going to come in to attempt the field goal of 31 yards. But it will happen at the other end of the field because the quarter has expired. So Orlando leads 14-7, and when we come back, David Kuhl will try and pad the advantage to 10 points. The war on I-4 living up to its advanced billing.
They're not coming out. We're going in to get them. You're always hot. You're always sweating. It's a cat and mouse game.
We have some of the hottest detectives on the street to switch antiperspirant.
Degree Ultra Dry.
Body heat activated.
Does this work?
When your body heat rises, Degree's powerful Ultra Dry form releases extra protection when you need it most.
When the pressure is on, the heat is on, Degree kept up with me. It kept me dry. Degree kicks butt.
Degree Ultra Dry.
That stuff kicks in and takes care of business.
Your body heat turns it on.
Book 'em.
Want to dance? Get in line. Coyote Ugly. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, August 4th.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-acting, Tenactin pump spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-acting Tenactin.
Hey, Jeff. Timbo, you like to make a lot of left turns?
Well,
check this baby out. This thing was born to take left turns. Oversized tires, roll bar. Check out that wing on top.
The Pennzoil World of Outlaws on TNN.
Your unique tarot reading awaits. Will you make the choice to cut the deck?
You seem to like bad boys. I'm looking at the baby's father. I'm looking at some other jerk. He was into drugs. Who was that?
That's my ex-boyfriend.
I'm looking at the man, the Knight of Swords, that's flirting with you. If you can flirt, how come your husband can't flirt? Yeah, no, now. Is he incarcerated?
Yes. I just would like to know when he is coming home.
Well, I still don't see any more than about eight months or so.
Yeah, that's what they told me, about 8 more months.
You give a lot of money to this man. A lot of money. You laugh, but you know I'm telling you the truth, don't you?
Yeah.
You run around looking like a pauper, and he runs around looking GQ. Experience the power of a real tarot reading. There is no substitute. Call me for your free reading now, and let Miss Cleo help you answer your questions.
1-800-380-3446.
Moving to quarter number 2 with Orlando on top 14-7. Cannell Maynor got things going in a hurry.
Just a corner route, one-on-one. He finds Clifton open for the touchdown. Then
Kaleo to Lawrence Samuels. And then Maynor again to Clifton. That's been the scoring, 14-7. Man, look at those numbers for Orlando off the arm of Maynor.
He's just torching the secondary of the Tampa Bay Storm. And that's what we thought in this game. Both quarterbacks would put the ball up in the air, and both are. They're trying to take advantage of those soft defenses. But right now, I look for the Orlando defense to step it up. They're the top defense and not letting up points in the league. They're ranked #1.
Now a 31-yard attempt from this distance. David Kuhl is 5 of 8 this year. He is now 6 of 9. A 31-yard field goal by David Kuhl has padded the lead for Orlando to 17-7, capping off a 5-play, 16-yard drive in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. Now let's check in with Jill on tonight's Superstar Spotlight. Jill?
All right, Eli, tonight's Spotlight's going to shine on 2 superstars. Orlando's defensive duo of Damon Mason and Kenny McIntyre. Mason tied his league record for tackles this season with 116. In addition, he had 6 interceptions this year. But the true interception specialist is McIntyre, who led the league with 11, returning 1 of them for a touchdown. If Tampa Bay is going to get to the end zone, they're going to have to find a way around this pair tonight. Eli?
And that's a whole lot easier said than done, to say the very least. Look at those numbers.
And what's incredible about it is, what I like about Mason is anybody that comes across the middle, he not only tackles them, he punishes them. He tries to make a statement to say, this is my territory, don't come in the middle of the football field.
Orlando, the number 2 seed in the playoffs. We will bring you the number 1 seed tomorrow night as we head to San Jose for the number 1 offense in the league, the SaberCats against Oklahoma, and the number 1 defense in the league. Bowden can't play it off the middle. It's loose. It is covered by Orlando. It is the Predators football at the 9-yard line. What a huge play. Matt Storm comes up with the football, and Tim Markham cannot believe a kick right off the metal, and nobody but big Matt Storm, the 300-pounder out of Georgia, could come up with the handle.
And talk about rumbling down the football field. Matt Storm's supposed to be the last guy down the field to play, but he's the smartest guy down the field to play because he keeps his eyes on the football. They get a great bounce off the iron. No one can field it for Tampa Bay, but Matt Storm, the big guy, hustles down, and what he does is he covers the ball up, just falls on it and smothers it. That's smart play by a big offensive lineman.
So now Orlando already up by 10. Trying to take advantage of this gift. Cooper is in motion. Hamilton, Pig, got him. Pig off. And big number 50, Rod Williams, saw the opening and just came shooting right through. And the league's number 1 rusher, Rick Hamilton, went nowhere.
And that's not fair to Rick Hamilton because no one laid a glove on Rod Williams. He just fired straight up the field to play. Rick Hamilton had nowhere to go, and that's not fair for the running back.
Now, even though Orlando's a fine rushing team, averaging 36.8 a game, as you see, they did not run at will against Tampa Bay. Flags on the play, caught by Douglas. He's at the 5-yard line, but there are flags on the play. Tommy Henry, number 5, makes the stop for the Tampa Bay Storm in white. And Wes Fritz is our referee this evening.
Illegal formation, the tight end and the split end were on the same side. 3-yard penalties, remains 2nd down.
When the lineman comes to the line of scrimmage and puts his hand in the air, indicating that he is now the tight end and not just a lineman, he must be on the opposite side from the split end. Opposite side of the line, if you will. In that instance, they were not. So see, you saw one guy put his hand up in the air right there. So you know that the wideout is to the near side of the center. That wasn't the case before. Maynard to throw under pressure. He'll throw that one halfway to Kissimmee St. Cloud. Andre Bowden, Rod Williams, Keogh Coleman all in on Cannell Maynard. And he just unloaded the football.
And that's what you have to do when there's no one open. Don't try to force the issue. You're up by 10 points. You're in a playoff game. Hey, it's big-time environment. He's got pressure coming right up the middle. He can't even set. As soon as he goes back and sets in his drop, he's got to take off running because of the pressure by Tampa Bay. He just throws the ball away.
Now, Cannell Maynard was the number 11 ranked quarterback in the league this year. Not that spectacular. But when you add in the intangible of his rushing game, well, there are some problems now. Timeout, Orlando. And Cannell Maynard has to take their first timeout. So we're going to break away with them from the TD Waterhouse Center. Tonight, TD is standing for touchdowns.
Hi, do you have any mozzarella?
Sorry, we're all out.
Give me a pound of mozzarella.
How about some nice provolone?
Where's all the mozzarella? Well, Dave Thomas put it on Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme.
Now we're all out of mozzarella.
2 slices of mozzarella, a plump, juicy whole chicken breast fillet topped with a delicious Parmesan sauce. It's a mouth-watering combination.
Dave, Frankie's coming. Dave?
Come in and try Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme today. And remember, Wendy's pickup windows open late, so you can eat great.
Thanks for stopping.
Even late.
You see cars with nameplates like these on the hood. Mercedes-Benz AMG, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin. But did you know there's another nameplate underneath it? Here, Mobil 1. Corvette, Porsche, all these cars come with Mobil 1 in the engine and the recommendation to keep on using it. You don't have a car like that? Me neither. But it only costs a little more to treat mine the same.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Joe can beat 4 inside on the post. Hey, you're in the beat. Hey, you're next. You're on the cross, all right? Down the line and cross deep. You're at Y in the slot. We're going to go zoom the right trips. You're on a flat route, 3 yards flat. You got Z, you got the post corner. All right, zoom the right trips. Gap 50 cat. You're going to get the ball. You off the ball. You're off the ball. All right. Going 3 yards in the flat. In the flat route. You're going to get it. It's like Ohio State, a little arrow. Hey, hold it right here. Hold it right here.
That's a true ex-quarterback with a talk, and that sideline coach talk. And that play, I look for Brett Cooper to get the football because they've got to put the ball in the end zone. They're going to go to the corner to Cooper. They haven't thrown his way thus far in the game.
Unless, as you heard him say, unless they're playing zone, and you are getting it, he said, to Butler Binoti. So let's see exactly how Tampa Bay comes out and aligns themselves defensively here. Binoti is number 5. Brett Cooper is the motion man. Flags on the play. Not only was Cooper the motion man, there were a couple of guys moving as well. B.J. Cohen was moving, and so was Big 75 for Tampa Bay, Mel Agee.
I think it was Big B.J. He got a little anxious on that play before the ball was snapped, number 97.
Be the 5th flag on Orlando.
Further snap. False start, 97 offense. 3 yards, it remains 3rd down.
B.J. Cohen from the thundering herd of Marshall. He was a thundering lineman right there as he broke before. And, of course, he has excellent speed. Good size for the Arena Football League at 6'2", 260.
Great hands.
3rd and goal from their own, or excuse me, from the Tampa Bay 20. Remember, this is 3rd and goal. Long, coming back. Oh, and he could not hang on. Worthman broke it up, got his hand in the way of the intended receiver, Brett Cooper. Antoine Worthman. Cooper came back nicely to the football, just couldn't hang on.
Brett Cooper adjusted well to the football, but Antoine Worthman makes a great play right there with his right hand. He just strips the ball out of Brett Cooper's hand. That was a big play. He should have had that for the reception, but Cooper breaks on the play right at the last moment and strips him of the football. Good protection up front. Connell Mader's able to look deep down the field of play. There's the ball. If he puts a little bit more on it, it's a touchdown.
It'll be a 36-yard attempt now by Cool, who hit a 48-yarder against Nashville this year and a 31-yarder moments ago. 36-yard attempt is routine for David Cool out of Georgia Southern. So after Matt Storm recovers the kickoff off the metal, they don't get a touchdown, but the Predators do have their lead.
Okay, boys. Last one up, so right there. Ready or not, here I come. Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin. I spy something tan. Backyard games are never so much fun. Duck, duck, goose. The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
It's Honda's Red Hot Summer. Now the best time to ride is the best time to buy, because from now until the end of August, you can get our lowest payments available on XRs and ATVs, or choose no payments for 3 months. And both offers let you ride off with no down payment. It's easy with your Honda card. And now gear up with 200 Honda bonus bucks when you purchase Honda's Red Hot Summer. It's the sales event of the year.
There is a rhythm to life. We sleep at night and wake in the morning. It's this sleep cycle that helps keep us in a healthy balance. But for millions of Americans, sleep doesn't always come easy. Fortunately, there's Ambien. Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep. With Ambien, you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and generally wake without feeling groggy the next morning. No wonder Ambien is the #1 prescribed sleep aid in America. Until you know how Ambien will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Side effects may include drowsiness, dizziness, and diarrhea. You shouldn't take it with alcohol. Patients who abuse prescription sleep aids may become dependent. Prescription sleep aids are most often taken for 7 to 10 days as needed. Your doctor will advise you about taking them longer. Take Ambien only when you can devote a full night to sleep and wake up rested and ready to start your day. Talk to your doctor about Ambien. Ambien works like a dream.
Jay Gruden and his Orlando Predators for the moment with a 13-point lead. Right now he's checking out his cuticles, but you kind of wonder if during the game he looks across at his old coach Tim Markham. How about it, Jay?
I don't really pay attention. He's too ugly. I don't like him come game night. You know, I know that he's a great coach and all that stuff, but he is really. Sometimes it feels like he's got the refs in the hip pocket. You know, he really yells at the refs, makes a scene over there, and I don't like to pay attention to him because it's really a nuisance.
A lot of respect there, though.
Absolutely. Hey, you like to beat your enemies, but you love to beat your friends. Because in the offseason, when these two get together and play a little golf, they can always jaw on each other about coaching against one another.
Here we go. Tampa Bay in white. Here's Bowden. To the 15-yard line. Now is Mason coming up large again. Damon Mason, 116 tackles in the regular season to again lead the Arena Football League. Now John Kaleo. Got to get something cooking here for the Tampa Bay Storm.
He definitely does. He's got to settle down his offense and just go out there and execute. Don't try to get the points back all at once. Just execute your offense.
Kaleo, the Storm's MVP this year, finishing 10th in total offense in the league. Not that time, it's a sack. It is a sack. The 23rd of the year for Orlando, and for Ernest Allen, it will be his 3rd.
And Ernest Allen does a great job. He just puts a little rip move to the outside, and he goes around Big Michael early for the sack. And it doesn't give John Kaleo much time to step up in the pocket. He's looking downfield. He's going for the big play. He wants the deep route. He doesn't have a chance to throw the football because of the power rush by Ernest Allen.
The 5-year veteran from the Bearcats of Cincinnati. That stat tells you why this game right now is 20-7. Diving, couldn't make the grab. Charles Wilson gave it the effort, but couldn't come up with it. Jill, I'll tell you, the defense is playing a big, big story tonight.
Well, we know all about Damon Mason and his ability, but on a sad note, Orlando's defensive specialist, Damon Mason's cousin, died in a car accident last month. Damon and his 25-year-old cousin, Chad Murray, they were like brothers, really close, and Damon's dedicated the rest of the season to play for his cousin, and the rest of his life, he's vowed to play for 2. It's been an emotional few games for Damon, but, you know, you wouldn't know if you looked at his performance on the field. Eli?
Well said. Emotional, yes, but he's also a professional, and he's going to get out there and get the job done. Pressure again on Kaleo. Throwing long, Samuels. Oh, what a grab! What a grab by Samuels, and he scampers forward to the 2. Do you believe that? 39 yards, not the way they drew it up, but it counts nevertheless.
And that's execution under duress and pressure. John Kaleo getting pressured. He rolls to his left, but his wide receiver, Lawrence Samuels, never takes his eye off the football. Look at his eyes right there. He goes for the ball. He juggles the ball, but he keeps concentrating on the football, comes up with the catch. In big games, you need big plays, and you need big players to step up. That is a huge play by Lawrence Samuels.
And again, Kaleo paid the price, but he'll take it. Boom, Hamilton. Rick Hamilton just leveled him. Now the fullback is Andre Bowden. The motion man is James Bowden. Confusion on the Orlando defense. And flags come flying. Looked as though there were too many guys in motion for Tampa Bay. It looked like we were watching the Canadian Football League there for a second.
And they definitely looked confused on offense. They looked at each other. No one knew where the other person was.
False start. 53, 55. Picked up. That'll be a 3-yard penalty.
And that's on Keo Coleman.
His real name is Keo Bani. He goes by Keo from Mississippi State University.
You always love to get those SEC schools in there. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi State.
Hey, if we can highlight a guy because his nickname is to do with swine, we can talk about the SEC. Here's Bowden. That will lose back to the 5. Rich McKenzie was in to lead the defensive attack. On second team All-Arena a year ago. Let's see what Kaleo is going to call now.
Here we go. Left, wide, low. 83, goal line corner, Z slant. On 2, ready?
Telling every player what his role is. Again, Andre Bowden is the fullback. James Bowden is in motion. Back of the end zone. It goes a row up into the seats. It goes a row up into the seats. James Bowden, the intended receiver. There's a personal foul going to be flagged at the 10-yard line at the end of the play.
That'll be roughing the passer again. That's the second one tonight on the Orlando defense.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, 97 with a late hit. Half the distance. Automatic first down.
B.J. Cohen, who was on the practice squad for the Oakland Raiders.
Jay Gruden likes to have his defense get after the quarterback. Doesn't want penalties. Here's a look at it right at the end of the play. Should have pulled up B.J. Cohen. You got to play smart football. But here's the situation. They're sending a message to John Kaleo. When he throws the football, you will pay a price.
That's the 6th flag of the night against Orlando. The pitch to Bowden. Oh, is he ever hit at the 4?
Look at all those black jerseys around the white jersey of the Tampa Bay runner. That's a swarming defense by Tampa Bay.
It was Mason, it was Hamilton. They were all there defensively for the guys in black Orlando.
And watch all the black jerseys swarm around the running back. Hamilton with the first hit right there. All of a sudden, gang tackle. Get to the ball. Get to the ball. Fresh meat.
Mason is in. B.J. Cohen is there. McIntyre and Binotti all watching. Matt Herkamp loosening up on the sidelines if he is needed to kick a field goal. Second and goal. Bowden gets a yard to the 1. Andre Bowden hit by Ernest Allen.
Orlando's one of the best defenses in the league. At just about every category in the entire AFL, they're right at the top. They do a great job of stopping the run. Number 1 right there. Giving up points, not giving up points. Second, first downs. Do a tremendous job of getting after the quarterback. Here's the stat. They've been punishing quarterback John Kaleo, making sure that they feel their presence of their defensive line. They're going to be in his face when he throws the football.
And those are regular season numbers. They've added a sack tonight. Play clock is at 4. Kaleo keeps it. Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Cliff Dell came up.
The 4th down, here's a statement right here. Tim Markham, you've got to go for it. You've got to trust your instincts. You've got to go for it. Let your offense out there say, hey, I trust in you guys. Khalil right here takes the ball out. He's going to try to run the option play, but no dice. What happens when you try to run the option? You try to get to the outside. Too much penetration on the outside, Eli. He's got to pick the ball back inside. Nowhere to run. He gets pulled down.
Now remember, they missed on 4th down earlier today. 1 second on the play clock. They get it off. The pass knocked away as Samuels could not get to the football. And Markham says, was Samuels not interfered with? Samuels thought so. Markham thought so. But the guys in stripes said no. Orlando takes over on down.
Watch Kenny McIntyre in this play. He does not move. The wide receiver Samuels tries to run through him. Kenny McIntyre holds his position and holds his ground. The wide receiver has to adjust. He does not move. Great job by McIntyre.
All right, so Orlando now already up by 13. They've got to go the length of the field, but they've got the football. Flags. Maynard to Dell. But again, there are flags plenty, having been thrown by Wes Fritz's crew. Paul Frerking is the umpire. The head linesman is Roger McMinn. The line judge, David Chesney. The back judge is Bill Vinovich. And the flag on Tampa Bay. Just so you'll know, none of those officials are from the SEC, but I decided to mention their names anyway.
Violation of second neutral zone encroachment by number 42. Decline. Play stands. Second down.
Cedric McKinnon out of Bethune-Cookman College. There are 2 neutral zones for the defense. Obviously, the line of scrimmage itself being one. And then there must be daylight between the linebackers and the back heel of the defensive line. That there was not that time. Maynard with protection. Looking long for Tyrell. Incomplete. Tommy Henry out of Florida State University, the 6-year veteran.
Eli, that was the old beach ball play.
Yeah, you see that?
Run down to the field, you see the beach ball, then you cut it to the outside.
Orlando 0 of 2 in 3rd down conversion.
Here's another look. Down the field to play. Watch this. As soon as he makes his move across the field, as soon as you see the beach ball, turn left. He sees the beach ball right there. Hey, go to the sidelines. Let's get to the beach ball and out.
3rd and 2. Behind Douglas. It was not a lateral. It was a forward pass, but it goes out of bounds and complete.
And that's a play that Connell Maynard would like to have back at this point. And the way that they can execute their offense, they're very good at the short game.
You saw Markham just say something to the line judge. Well, he said the magic word, and they have just thrown a flag on Markham. That will give Orlando a 1st down.
2 words here. You can work the official or get worked by the official. Right there, you've got to have the sense of mind not to hurt your team. Don't get worked by the official.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the coach from Tampa. 8-yard penalty. 1st down.
We had just taken a shot of Markham getting on the official. Now they discuss it again just to make sure. He said, you know, through all the noise here, you didn't hear what I said correctly.
Coach Markham's got to take it down an octave or 2 and relax right now. You don't want to get another penalty. Hey, you know out there that something was wrong that upset you. You're talking to the official. You've got to calm down and use the correct, proper response.
Think back on that play, folks, so it may be a big one. Here's Cliff Dell. Crawling forward for the 1st down to the 21-yard line around Israel Byrd. But think back, folks, if it comes up later. They were looking at a 4th and a couple. And the defense of Tampa Bay was getting in there. They were getting the job done. That penalty could become a problem if Orlando goes on to score.
Mark says Rebecca Stokes, Ryan
Cliff Dell putting his shoe on. We've got a quick moment here to remind you that coming up Sunday here on TNN, we will have another ASA short track war for you. The ASA racers will travel to the Jennerstown Speedway. It's a half mile for the Pennsylvania 300. Hope you can see it Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern and Pacific, right here on TNN Sports. Still waiting for Cliff Dell to join the huddle before Maynard makes the play call.
Left play, up, down, inside. Gap, 50 scissors, X, Poco, on one, ready.
Get your calculator out for that.
Well, the X is running the Poco, the post or corner. He has the option. Ty Law will make that move. Douglas cuts across the middle, and Maynard escapes. He escapes from Torrey Epps, but he does not escape the second time, as Epps the first time and then the second time will get him. It'll be the 4th sack of the year for the big guy out of the University of Memphis, with help from Darian Connor.
And what a job of determination. Epps right there beats the first guy, gets right on Connell later, but he escapes. Right here, he should have the sack. He's mad right here. He's hungry. He wants to get up. Great coverage down the field of play. That's what allowed Epps to come back the second time and get his sack. It's a nice hit. 2 of them laid it on him. Epps the first hit on the top.
Man, Darian Connor. He was an 8-year NFL vet, if you recognize that name. Philadelphia, Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta. Wide open. Cliff Dell gets most of those yards back and sets up a 3rd and 8 situation. Lawrence Samuels and McCall. John McCall, number 96. Little extracurricular.
That's what happens in a rivalry. Guys go at it at the end of the pile. Just a little shot here or there, just to let them know, hey, you're in my house. That's what Orlando's telling Tampa Bay. This is for all the marbles. And both of these teams believe, and truly believe, that the team that comes out of this game victorious will go to the arena.
Closing in on the 1-minute warning. Orlando has used one of their timeouts, so they'll have 2 remaining. And Tampa Bay will have all 3. Gruden looks like he's looking up from the Wall Street Journal or something, doesn't it? Watch all this noise going on. I'm studying my portfolio. His portfolio is pretty good right now. His stocks are up by 13 over Markham's portfolio.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters.
We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most
extreme conditions. Back, stop! Run! Oh no, the kid's gonna get you! He got ya! Look, extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
New right guard extreme sport. Get extreme. Get right guard.
Ouch.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast, tough-acting, Tenactin pump spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-acting Tenactin.
Yeah, show me the money, I'm telling you. Oh, boy.
The original school of hard knocks holds class in Music City. It's championship bull riding from Nashville. Sunday night at 9 Eastern and Pacific on TNN.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo or other search engines to check news, stocks, weather. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
So there's one guaranteed winner every day.
I'd definitely choose this one.
Would you consider telling your friends about this?
No.
i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
You see cars with nameplates like these on the hood. Mercedes-Benz AMG, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin. But did you know there's another nameplate underneath it? Here, Mobil 1. Corvette, Porsche, all these cars come with Mobil 1 in the engine and the recommendation to keep on using it. You don't have a car like that? Me neither. But it only costs a little more to treat mine the same.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
ECW Wrestling in the Thrill Zone on TNN. The Boldies are the first to try collecting the bounty placed on Jerry Lynn's head. ECW Wrestling, Friday at 8 Eastern on TNN.
The concert event of the summer. It's the Rolling Rock Town Fair, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Saturday, August 5th. Starring the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Filter, Moby. Don't miss the Rolling Rock Town Fair, Saturday, August 5th. The Rolling Rock Town Fair! Yes! The Chili Peppers are on direct ticket.
Hello, I'm Krista Herman.
And I'm Gary Valentine.
And we're your hosts for an exciting show for movie lovers, Movie Showcase on DirecTV.
Each week, we'll show you the hottest new movies and original series on premium movie services, HBO, Starz, and Showtime.
And check out the newest releases on Direct Ticket pay-per-view.
Plus, movie trivia and more. There's a new show starting every Monday on channels 100 and 500.
So join us on Movie Showcase on DirecTV.
Welcome back, everybody. Nearing halftime here in Orlando, and the Predators have held Tampa Bay to a grand total this evening. That's the lowest first-half point total in a playoff game for Tampa Bay since they scored 3 in this building back in August of 1992. And the final that day was Orlando 24-21 in overtime. Maynard overthrows his offensive specialist, Joe Douglas. So now 4th down, and Cannell Maynard really getting his bones rattled that time.
He got drilled by Robert Pig Golf. That's a 300-pounder, or just a biscuit away from 300 pounds, 285 pounds. But at the end of the play, he hit Cannell Maynard right in the chest and buried him in the turf.
Now, Pig Golf right there, he played 2 years with the Tampa Bay Bucks, 5 years as nose tackle for the New Orleans Saints. He's out of Auburn University. Now a 34-yard field goal attempt by David Kuhl, who, as you see, is perfect on this night. From Georgia Southern. He is no longer perfect. Bowden. Oh, my. Does he ever pay the price?
Splat.
James Bowden. And Cannell Maynard. No, the 34-yard field goal attempt by Kuhl is no good.
Eli, you can just feel the intensity. The momentum has gone to Orlando at this point over Tampa Bay. They're hustling on every single play. They're laying hits on Tampa Bay on offense, defense, and special teams. Right now, Tampa Bay has to pick up the intensity.
Hey, folks, when the race towards Arena Bowl 14 continues, superstar Steve Tappan and the top-seeded San Jose SaberCats will be hosting the Oklahoma Wranglers. And this game features 2 of the most ferocious defenses in arena football. So join us tomorrow night from San Jose, 9 p.m. for more Arena Football League quarterfinal action. It's all right here on TNN Sports. Flags, as you saw, inside the final minutes of the opening half.
Pass interference, number 9 defense, 8-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Damon Mason from the Ragin' Cajuns of southwestern Louisiana. That's the 7th flag against Orlando tonight.
He was one-on-one with James Bowden on the outside. He saw the play coming. He got beat on the play, just brought him down.
At more than 650 convenient locations.
Remember the timeout situation. Tampa in white has all 3. Orlando in black has 2 remaining. John Kaleo loads up to Worthman. Antoine Worthman. Worthman's gonna go. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 37 yards. Kaleo to Worthman. Touchdown.
And we're going to look at this play again. It was a great job of running with the ball by Antoine Worthman, but number 22, Lawrence Samuels, creates the play. In the middle of the play, he throws a tremendous block. Here's a look at it. Here's what Kaleo's looking for. He sees the crossing route, gets the ball to Worthman. Worthman turns it upfield. But down here, we're going to freeze it. I'm going to show you right there. Not 1 block, but 2 blocks by Lawrence Samuels.
He took out McIntyre and Cliff Dell. Matt Herkamp for the extra points. Hey, momentum swapping around a bit on that one play, 45-yard drive in 14 seconds.
And all it takes is one play like that to change the momentum. Orlando had it. They had it on defense. They had it on offense, shutting down basically the offense of Tampa Bay. But just one play like that, John Kaleo gets the ball to Antoine Worthman, and now they're within a touchdown.
Folks, don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Degree halftime report. Jill will be downstairs previewing the upcoming games this weekend in the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. The Ultimate Fans feature. And Mark and myself with highlights and stats. The Degree halftime report from Orlando coming up at intermission.
Talk about going to the bank. Eli, that's only his 9th reception of the year and his 2nd touchdown. But right here, keep your eye on number 22. Gets the block right there because he sees it coming. At the end of the play, he's going to stay with his block. Now he turns the defender, gets that block, and watch here. He's going to get 1, 2, gets the double ding. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That's outstanding hustle down the field of play by Lawrence Samuels.
Lawrence Samuels, brother of Chris Samuels. Number 3 draft choice of the Washington Redskins. You're going to dance like that every time I say Redskins? What is that?
Now, you know the great thing about Chris Samuels?
Yeah.
Besides all the money he's making.
From Alabama.
They came in, and you know what number they gave him?
What?
Number 60. Before they gave me 73, when I first reported the Washington Redskins as a first-round draft pick, I was number 60 throughout training camp. And then they gave me my old number 73. So I look for greatness from Chris Samuels. I know they predict it, but just that touch of wearing the same number, I think that's going to carry him probably to the next level. And maybe he'll get off the second team and get to the first team.
I mean, the honor of wearing Pig Goff's number is something you just can't overstate.
Hey, that's something to be proud of. Now, Chris Samuels, if the Redskins come back and get to the Super Bowl, he will be brought into the Hogs. The Hogs, the infamous Hogs. We may vote him in if they get there. He's not there yet. He's just a piglet. We may bring him into the fold.
Cliff Dell trying to get his contact lens back in place.
Right there. Come on, toughen up. Get that laser surgery thing. You know, you don't need contacts. Be a real man. I never wore contacts when I played, but of course, if I couldn't see a 300-pounder 5 feet away from me, I should have been playing football in the first place.
Antoine Worthman with that touchdown catch. His first career postseason reception and his first career postseason touchdown. Good time for it to come. Now a member of last year's all-rookie team, Matt Herkamp. Pulled his quad and had a groin pull back in week number 1, and that began the revolving door of place kickers for Tampa Bay.
What usually happens with an athlete, if you pull a muscle, you compensate with the rest of your body and end up pulling another muscle. And particularly kickers, because they're using their hips, they're using their legs. And if you pull a muscle in your hamstring or your quad, something else is going to happen. It happens with defensive backs a lot, too. They pull a quad, then the following week they pull a hamstring.
Oh, it happens to all of us. If you got the big old heavy sandwich and you carry it with one hand and you can strain that, then you got to go with your other hand and you kind of feel like you're off a little bit. Cliff Dell spinning around at the 12-yard line. Harvey Middleton, number 17, is there to make the special teams tackle. There's Harvey out of Georgia Tech. Formerly members of the Southeastern Conference.
Now in the ACC.
Indeed so.
Line over here. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Left twin. Draw roll. 32 stack. 0-1. Ready? Yeah.
Now, folks, if you're new to this league, 26.5 seconds and 2 timeouts is an eternity with which to work. Nice grab by Brett Cooper. See how he got his arms under the football and cradled it to make sure everybody in the building saw it was a legal catch. Nicely done.
And looks like another Predators first down.
They've got timeout being taken by Orlando. It's going to be their second. Gives me a chance right here to remind you, folks, that if you love music and you love hamburgers, then Wendy's and TNN want to make you famous. Just log on to that computer address that you see on the screen, sizzlinsounds.com, and you can enter a songwriting contest that can put you on national television and win for you some great prizes. If you'd like, you can visit your local Wendy's restaurant for rules and entry forms, or log on to www.sizzlinsounds.com, and that's a chance at stardom for Wendy's and TNN. You don't have to dress up like that guy, although I bet you he can write you some tunes. That's part of the Florida contingent of the Montoni family. You saw many of them with us in New England last week.
Just going to get you for this.
That's cousin Montoni, who's... they call him Cammy for short. There's the other Cammy.
That's Florida Montoni.
That's the other camouflaged member of the Montoni family. Jeff Montoni, our award-winning director. Here's Brett Cooper with a catch. No. Oh, he had it a couple of times, and then it hit the carpet.
That was close. He's upset by that. I thought he had a great catch, but the official had a good shot at looking at the ball. It was very close.
It looked like he bobbled it the first time, caught it the second time, but the official was right there. Watch at the end of the play. You'll see the official looking in.
Great camera work by the cameraman right there. That's a catch.
Oh, well,
right at the end. Now he was bobbling. That's a good call by the officials. It looked like he had possession, but right at the end, he never gained possession. Keep an eye on it at the end. The fans are booing, but right at the end, keep an eye right there. The ball hits the ground before he has possession.
Yep, the ball is on the carpet. The fans are not seeing our replay. They are seeing a different one on their big Jumbotron screen here, which did not have quite the same angle. Maynard going to Dell. Intercepted by Tommy Henry. Tommy Henry. With 1.9 seconds remaining, there's Tampa Bay with the football. Tommy Henry with his second interception of the year.
Connell Maynard thought he had Cliff Dell wide open, and he was for a step, but he took a little bit off the football. Here he almost trips again for about the fifth time. He trips over his fullback, just stumbles over his fullback, Rick Hamilton, but he throws the ball deep. If he gets it there, look how open he is. It's a touchdown, but Tommy Henry breaks on the ball. He played a little cat and mouse, let his wide receiver get open. Boom, closing speed, comes up with the interception.
And notice how well he did to stay in bounds and lean on the wall. Now a 38-yard field goal attempt by Matt Herkamp. Herkamp from this distance has not been spectacular and is still not spectacular. Football goes out of bounds. The half has ended. The half has ended as Matt Herkamp shanks it to end the first half of play. The emotions are flying high. Orlando's up 20-14. Coming up next, Miss Jill Arrington and the Degree halftime report when we come back.
Instructions on keeping them drug-free. But if they did, this is what they'd say. Call to find out what else you can do.
Hungry for seafood? When your hunger strikes, there's only one thing to do. Head to Red Lobster for lobster and shrimp. Sweet, succulent lobster together with mouth-watering shrimp. Just $12.99 right now at Red Lobster. So hurry in and get it before it's gone.
Sweating like crazy. You got TV cameras all over you. The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm. It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Degree Invisible Solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid. Works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Try this.
Call up your auto insurance company and ask them to give you a quote.
And then ask them to give you the prices of their 3 major competitors also.
See what they say.
Progressive wants you to know that 6-month rates can really vary from company to company.
On average, you could be paying $522 more than you have to.
If you're not shopping around, you can be losing a lot of money.
Call Progressive at 1-800-AUTO-PRO or visit us online at progressive.com.
We'll give you our price, and if you'd like, the rates from up to 3 other leading companies.
Even if their prices are lower than ours.
I didn't believe it either, but it's true. I can go online 24 hours a day and compare rates.
We have these things called IRVs, immediate response vehicles.
It's like a mini claims office right there in the car.
So call us right now at 1-800-AUTO-PRO. If we can't save you money on auto insurance, we'll tell you who can.
Shop and buy at Progressive.com or call 1-800-AUTO-PRO.
Welcome to the Degree Halftime Report. We're in Orlando, Florida, with a score at halftime. Orlando Predators are leading 20-14 over the Tampa Bay Storm. Well, there are 3 other quarterfinal games coming up on the schedule this weekend, all of which are rematches of the regular season. So for how these teams match up, let's go to Eli Gold to take us inside arena football.
AFL quarterfinal action continues tomorrow on TNN as Carlos Johnson and the Oklahoma Wranglers look to knock off the #1 seed, the San Jose SaberCats. Oklahoma has more than enough offensive firepower to challenge San Jose, but it will be their top-ranked defense that could ultimately decide the outcome. For Darren Arbett, SaberCats, it's all about the offense. Led by potential Player of the Year Steve Pappen, San Jose is putting up better than 60 points a game. Sprinkle in a few guys like Jerry Reese and 6-time Ironman Barry Wagner, and the SaberCats might be on their way to a championship. On Saturday, it's time for the defending champs to put up or shut up as they play host to Arizona. In their first and only meeting this season, Arizona came out smoking, scoring 42 points in a row to start the game before going on to win 59-35. And if that wasn't enough, the Firebirds now must prepare for the playoffs without Eddie Brown. But you can rest assured that a new generation of playmakers are awaiting their chance to shine. No one is happier than the Rattlers about the retirement of Brown, who dashed their playoff hopes a year ago. However, this year, hopes are different. The heroics of Ironman Hunky Cooper and the punishing defense could well be enough for Arizona to rise to the occasion. On Sunday, we'll take a trip to the barn in Iowa as the Barnstormers take on the Nashville Cats. And you can bet the names Garcia and Horacek will be heard at least once or twice. But don't think the Barnstormers are a two-man show. In fact, the troops in black and gold are always happy to send unwanted visitors home for good. But you can be sure that Nashville won't go quietly. They're bringing their bruising style of play to the Midwest. And they can do it with finesse, too, hitting you from every angle with a variety of weapons. It's no secret that explosive receiver Corey Fleming will lead the charge for Nashville, hoping to gain more than just a victory. They hope to gain respect. So as we recap the playoff schedule for the weekend, tomorrow we will be in San Jose for Oklahoma at top-seeded San Jose. That's 9 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Arizona and Albany will be seen on Sunday at 12:30 over on ESPN, while Nashville will be at the barn taking on Iowa at 4:30 Eastern over on ESPN2.
When we return to the Degree Halftime Report, we'll take a look at some of the devoted AFL fans that you can find traveling back and forth on I-4. Orlando leads by 6 at halftime. The Degree Halftime Report continues in a moment.
We're watching as Dave Thomas tries to top a Wendy's whole chicken breast filet.
Yes, and that's no easy task. After all, it's all white meat, lightly seasoned, cooked to a golden brown.
He's picked the cheese.
Looks like mozzarella.
The crowd sure seems to like it.
Now he's picking the sauce.
Creamy Parmesan.
And there you have it. Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme.
Great sandwich, Dave.
I couldn't have done it without the chicken.
And remember, Wendy's pickup windows open late, so you can eat great.
Thanks for stopping.
Even late.
No more trash. No more fist fights. No more fun.
So we call it Porno Jam.
But is this preaching prophet good or evil?
Nothing more interesting than a good girl gone bad.
He's got the power, but absolute power corrupts, and his thugs kidnap Lindsay, the Golden Girl. Roller Jam, season premiere, Friday, August 11th on TNN.
minutes left to play in this one. The score at the half is 20-14. While many fans were introduced to arena football recently due to the success of Kurt Warner, there are several fans in Central Florida that have known about the AFL for a long, long time. One surefire sign of a true fan is when that person goes out and buys a season ticket. To own season tickets for 2 different franchises, now that's a sign of the ultimate fan. If that's the case, then Orlando has them. And so does Tampa Bay for that matter. Bruce and Gene Newman are season ticket holders from Orlando. But a funny thing happened while making their first trip. While following their Predators, they found themselves in the middle of the storm, and they've been there for the last 10 years.
And the first preseason opener just happened to be over here. We had never seen a game at all on TV. When we came here, it was our first one, and we fell in love with the game, period. So we said, okay, we're season ticket holders here, too.
So now they never miss a home game, Orlando or Tampa Bay. As a matter of fact, they've seen every game the Predators and Storm have played. Bruce and Gene even belong to both fan clubs, which would lead one to believe that would cause a dilemma. If it does, Bruce isn't giving away any secrets.
Well, I was going to sit back and relax. I know one team's going to win, one team's going to lose. All the weeks, both may win, both may lose, but I just simply love it. And I sit back and relax. I prefer Orlando to win, but I'm not playing, so I just enjoy the game.
Enjoying the game is no problem for this couple. As a matter of fact, Gene is ready to go toe-to-toe with any NFL fan who wants to debate the 2 leagues.
I think it's a lot tougher than the NFL if you think about it, because the guys have to play both ways. They also have, it's a lot tougher when they're trying to run. You don't have as much open field to sneak through the line, so I think it's tougher personally. And in outdoors, you do not have those walls.
You won't only find Bruce and Gene Newman at every Orlando and Tampa Bay home game. This year, they got in on the act. During a first quarter break, the 2 fan clubs staged a tug of war, so the Newmans had to make a decision on which side to defend. Since they actually live in Orlando, they sided with the Predators fan club. Well, Jay Gruden can only hope they perform better from their seats than they did in this competition. But while a lot of people like to declare themselves #1 in the fan category, Bruce feels he and his wife are on a solid ground when stating their case.
Well, seeing the fact I support 2 teams, I think that answers that question pretty much. I love it.
Oh, there you see Jay Gruden. He's got a lot to be pumped up about. His team is up by 6. When we come back to the Degree halftime report, Eli and Mark will recap the first half with highlights and stats.
3DO.
Okay, boys. Last one up, so right there. Ready or not, here I come.
Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin.
I spy something tan.
Backyard games are never so much fun.
Duck, duck, goose.
The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
I need a car?
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No. A convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Hey, Jeff. Timbo, you like to make a lot of left turns?
Well...
Check this baby out. This thing was born to take left turns. Oversized tires, roll bar. Check out that wing on top.
The Pentoil World of Outlaws on TNN.
The path of spiritual enlightenment lies before you. Call me now for your free tarot reading.
I see money coming into the house by the 10 of Pentacles. Everything's looking irie there. There is a child, isn't there?
Yes.
I see, I must say, little boy?
Yes.
Yeah, I see the little boy. Little boy looks strong.
I don't like how he makes his money. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. We're not going to put everything on Front Street.
Who's the short man with no money in his pocket?
He's a young one.
And he's broke. What do you want him for? And he has a mustache, right?
Yes.
And there's a birthmark somewhere on his face, correct? A mole or a scar or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the daddy.
Oh, yes.
That's
okay.
the daddy. Congratulations, Mommy. I'm glad I made you happy.
Experience the power of a real tarot reading. There is no substitute. Call me for your free reading now, and let Miss Cleo help you answer your question.
1-800-994-4557.
The TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. The fans settling in for the start of half number 2. We've seen a first 30 minutes and had a little bit of everything going on, and we hope you've enjoyed it tonight right here on TNN Sports. Eli Gold and Mark May. You know, statistically, in games at that Orlando is leading at the half against Tampa Bay. Well, they've gone on to win. They're 8-0 when leading at the half, but this one is far from over. I think we've seen too many weird things happen.
Absolutely. Just throw those records out the window. In a playoff game like this, in a big rivalry, doesn't matter. Those guys are out there. They're playing for everything, giving it their all.
Why don't we check out some of the highlights, because this game began with a big bang. Play number 1, Cannell Maynor finding Cliff Dell.
And right here, right off the bat, you want to stick the dagger in your opponent in a big game like this, and they do the first play right out of the box.
But Kaleo comes right back to Samuels.
Like I said, it's a rivalry. All the stops are out. You come up with big plays, both teams have.
Weird bounces. We had him off the metal. Matt Storm covers it. And then how about this defensive stuff?
Like throwing popcorn at a battleship. You look at this defense, and this is what sets the tempo for Orlando. You're not going to run out us in our area. 4 shots at the goal line, 3 of them runs. They stuffed all 3 of them, and right there, McIntyre comes up with a tip ball.
So that's how the game went. Now you check out the statistics.
Total yards, pass yards are very close. But I'll tell you what, Orlando's done a pretty good job of running with the football, and Connell Maynard's done a good job of running with the football. The penalties, you see, Orlando has twice as many penalties as Tampa Bay. But here's the key. Those penalties, a couple of those have been on roughing the quarterback. They're sending the message to quarterback John Kaleo that we will hit you every time you throw the football.
Jay Gruden allowed us in the locker room at halftime. Our cameras were rolling. He was concerned that they're outplaying Tampa, but they were only up by a TD.
Halftime, we got 20-14 lead. Now we're very upset in here because we're beating the daylights out of them, but we're only up 20-14 and they got the possession. So they're feeling like champs right now because they're only down 6 and they just got the living crap knocked out of that half. Giving up 2 touchdowns, 2 of them we shouldn't have given up. All right, but they got good players. They're going to make some plays. Keep hunkering down on defense. They've got nothing for us. All right, we're going to cover everything. We're going to get after Kaleo. Offensively, shooting ourselves in the foot. Lining up wrong. We're making some bad throws. We're dropping some balls. Some bad calls on my part, but we'll get that corrected. We got everything we want down the field as long as we get protection. All right?
That's what the coach had to say at the half.
I love it. I'll tell you what, he gets to the point, he pumps his team up saying, hey, we're ahead. We should be ahead by more. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to change a few things. Hey, I made a few mistakes. That's a smart coach. Because the players sit there and say, hey, the coach is stepping up to the plate. It's time for us to respond.
James Bowden is the deep man for Tampa Bay. That is he with the football. Mason shoves him out of bounds. Rick Hamilton and Mason made the stops, and now Kaleo. John Kaleo, acquired from New England, 7 years in the AFL. He's been with Albany, with the old St. Louis franchise, with San Jose, Anaheim, Cleveland, New England, and now Tampa Bay. He played collegiately, as we say, in Maryland. And look at the contrast from last week's game against Milwaukee to this week.
He had more opportunities, obviously, last week, but he's just not getting time to throw the football this week.
Beginning the second half, looking for Bowden. Got him. McIntyre holds him down at the 5.
Right off the bat, Kaleo to Bowden, just a corner out, going across the field, a deep slant pattern, and he's wide open on the play. Good protection, one of the few times he got protection, but right here, Bowden, he hits the inside to the outside, he makes his break. Too much separation between Bowden and cornerback Kenny McIntyre. Catches the ball, big play coming right out of the box. That's going into halftime with a momentum and coming out of halftime and putting pressure on the defense of Orlando.
So we had a 28-yard pickup. And here comes Tampa Bay with Andre Bowden as the fullback. But here comes the other Bowden. Carrying bodies on his back does James Bowden inside the 5 to the 4. Hamilton is with him, number 42.
It's just tough to run in the red area. And I mean the red area, the goal line area, around the 5 and into the goal line. Orlando's already let Tampa Bay know that this is our area. Don't even try to run in here, but Tampa Bay's going to keep knocking on the door until they kick it down.
We showed you that big goal line stand during our highlights moments ago. This is for Tampa Bay to take the first lead for them this evening. Kaleo intercepted by Cooper. There's a flag in the end zone. Here comes Cooper. Brett's gonna go. Touchdown Orlando, but there is a flag in the end zone. It will be a 50-yard interception run back if it counts, but there is likely to be a defensive interference call against Orlando in the end zone.
It appears it's going to be on Kenny Mason, defensive secondary for the Orlando Predators. The reason why the interception was good is because Kaleo tried to throw the ball in the end zone. He tied up the wide receiver in the corner.
Holding, number 9 of the defense. Passes it to automatic first down.
Damon Mason is the guilty party. On the replay, look at the right side of your screen. You're looking for number 9 in black.
Keep an eye right here. There you go. There he is. On James Bowden, he just pushes him down before the ball gets there. That's pass interference.
And he didn't like the call, but seldom does a penalized player agree with the call. Boy.
And Eli, a situation like that, if you're beat on the goal line, go ahead, do something like that. Push the receiver down. Don't let him have an easy catch for a touchdown.
Bowden cannot get in on the first try, but he does get to the goal line on the second. Does he break the plane, however? No, say the officials. You see, there is not a single indication of a touchdown. He came up shy, did Andre Bowden.
But that's a great job of Bowden, keeping his feet moving, not going down, fighting through traffic, grinding away. This is power football. When you get down by the goal line, you don't go down with the first hit. Right there, he goes through Storm's block. Stay behind the big guys, the offensive lineman. Push, shove, grind, get the ball on the goal line. He just misses crossing the plane to the goal line. But right there, it's very close with the football. There he is with the ball, but his knee was down.
His knee was already down at about the 1 or the half-yard line. Does Kaleo keep it, or does Bowden get it? Bowden's got it, but he's not going to get in. Holy cow. Do you believe that? Brett Cooper went underneath everybody. Little number 1. He was like a little groundhog. With Mason on top of him, Cooper and Mason went underneath the pile to keep Bowden out.
Coop. What an outstanding job of being a tunnel rat. Timing the ball perfectly. Boom, going under the big guys up front, coming up with a play, getting penetration in the backfield, and stopping running back Andre Bowden. You can't ask for a better tackle than that on a goal line situation. Just very tough to run against Orlando down here on the goal line.
The officials now calling timeout for just a moment. This is an official timeout. And now they will begin to chop the clock and then wind it up.
And Eli, last week, Tampa Bay against Milwaukee in the playoffs, 92 yards rushing. Tonight, they're just getting stuffed by the Orlando Predators defense.
Again, Bowden is the fullback. They fake it and go to the option. Kaleo will lose another yard. Kaleo will lose another yard. Ernest Allen going around the outside, and Rick Hamilton up the middle to stuff it defensively for Orlando.
Talk about making a statement on defense. It's penetration by the black shirts over the white shirts. Hamilton firing through the gap. No place for Kaleo to go. No way if you're going to run the option on the outside. When you get penetration on the outside, big Ernest Allen, you're going to see him come up the field here. Kaleo's got to stop. No place to go. He turns it back inside. Hamilton makes the tackle.
Look at 95 Allen. He just contained the play on the outside, forcing it back inside, and Rick Hamilton was there to put the capper on it. Timeout now is taken by Tampa Bay.
And it's demoralizing for an offense. When you get down there, you try to punch it in, man style, man-to-man. They can't punch it in. The second series, they've been stopped by this Predator defense.
So Tampa Bay takes time. We will do the same. It's a wild night here in Orlando. Glad you're part of it on TNN Sports.
is anything you can convince someone else to believe. Consciousness is that annoying thing between naps. A shower is halfway between bed and the world. A whisper is the fastest way to spread a secret. Karaoke is Japanese for tone deaf. When your juices are going, you see life for what it really is. Have a Starburst and let the real fruit juice do its thing for you. Starburst. Get your juices going.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters. We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most extreme conditions. Back, stop! Run! Oh no, the kitchen's going to get you! He got you! Look, extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
New right guard extreme sport. Get extreme. Get right guard.
Ouch.
Hey, watch the shovel. Busby won't run it. All right? It's got to be a shovel or a pass.
You hear that? It's going to be a shovel or a pass because the holder, Thad Busby, will not run with the football. All of this conjecture, of course, comes up because kicker Matt Herkamp has been inconsistent at best. Herkamp is just 8 of 20 in field goals and has struggled with extra points. This is an 18-yard attempt. Busby is the holder. It's a real one, and it's good. So an 18-yard field goal attempt by Matt Herkamp is good. But I'll tell you something. That man's got to be relieved he didn't give up a touchdown, and Tim Markham's got to be wondering what in the world it takes to score against this Tampa Bay defense inside the red zone, or against the Orlando defense inside the red zone.
Yeah, if you look at both of these head coaches, you look at Tim Markham, well, he was the tutor of Jay Gruden. He taught Jay Gruden that one thing that you win with defense. You bloody the quarterback, you stop possessions, then you put points on the board. Even though both offenses can put points on the board. But here's a look at the goal line stand. Talk about stuffing the deep. This is like stuffing a cannoli right here. You're not going to let him in the end zone. Doesn't matter what you do. You stand the offensive line up, and then you surround the football like hungry wolves getting on that fresh meat. I love defense like that. As an offensive player, you even have to respect that. An ex-offensive player, when you look at great defense, you have to respect that. And that's what the defense right there is doing to the offensive line of the Tampa Bay Storm. They're bloodying their noses and their faces.
I've never seen a face like that.
That was impressive.
Yeah. I wonder what he wears for Halloween. Oh, that was his costume. I'm sorry. Last time we were here, it was Halloween in July. You hadn't joined the telecast yet. Ed Cunningham was still with us, and we saw some inventive outfits that night.
Well, that was very inventive. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. No. I'm going to have to get his name and number and find out how he did that.
That was the high-priced costume. All right, here we go as Herkamp boots it away. Cliff Dell is deep. Through the slack net and right into row number 1. You know, another guy who's been part of this rivalry extensively, Stevie Thomas. He's with Jill downstairs.
That's right. Stevie Thomas, there, you're injured. You're not in tonight's game. I know they wish you were out there. You played with Tampa for 9 years. Now you're recently with Orlando. How bad did you want to be on the field for this game?
Oh, it would have been a dream come true. I mean, I thought about this day for a long time, and it finally got here, but unfortunately, I was injured, so only thing I can say is that for the grace of God, it wasn't meant to be.
Well, you said that your knee is getting better, and you might be back. If they win tonight, you'll be back next week to help them out?
Well, I will be back next week, because I got a strong feeling that we will win this game, and so next week I'll be ready to roll.
I'm sure they can't wait for you to be out there. Back to you, Eli.
All right, Jill, Stevie, good to see him here, albeit not in uniform. That was a Cliff Dell reception moments ago. That brings the football out to the 13.
Going back to Stevie Thomas, this is a player that they desperately needed. They needed a guy that could go in the red area and fight for yardage and come up with a big play over the middle, go in the middle of the football field and challenge the defensive secondary and say, hey, I'm here, you're going to have to come and hit me to get this ball away.
Intercepted by Samuels off the deflected pass at the line of scrimmage. Cannell Mainer's pass was deflected at the line of scrimmage. I believe Torrey Epps got a hand on that one, and it bounced around in midair, was picked up by Samuels. Watch it again. Who hits it?
Good protection up front.
It was Torrey Epps, I believe.
Torrey Epps gets that big paw up front, knocks the ball down, swats down. If you can't get to the quarterback, just stick your hands up in the air and try to make something happen. And that's a good job by Epps of timing the ball and putting his hand in the air.
Now listen to this, folks. Orlando's offense, since they recovered their own kickoff, remember that play a while back? They've only had 14 offensive plays for 38 yards and 2 turnovers. That is all. Now Kaleo trying to give Tampa Bay their first lead of the night. Looking for Samuels. Flag on the play. Samuels was tied up in a neat package by the glove, Kenny McIntyre.
I think that's going to be offensive. I think that's going to be against Samuels because it looked like McIntyre had position. Samuels had.
Let's see if the officials call it the same way. He will. They're going to call it on the offense against Lawrence Samuels for tying up the glove. Kenny McIntyre.
Pass interference. 22 offense. 8-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
4th flag of the night against Tampa Bay. That is all.
What happens is you never stop your route. Watch Samuels. Both hands are on McIntyre right here. He's not even fighting or looking for the football, but both of his hands are on his chest. Here's a better look at it. Don't ever stop your route. He stops his route. It gives McIntyre a chance to turn his body around. He's got his hands all over him. It's not even close.
You know that saying, if the glove is in your eyes, you must penalize. As they throw it away, and there are flags at midfield. You know what brought that to mind? Johnny Cochran was in the hotel lobby. Did you see that? You remember Johnny Cochran?
I thought that was him, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I thought he was taller than that.
I did too. He's not a very tall man, fairly broad, but yeah, he was in the hotel lobby today. That's what kind of brought that to mind.
Holding. 78 offense with a takedown. The penalty is declined. Second down.
A takedown by Michael Early.
That takedown.
In international rules, I think it's 3.
Michael Early protecting your quarterback. I'll tell you what, if a guy gets around you, defender gets around you, and you don't have position, you do what it takes to protect your quarterback. You don't want a clean hit on Kaleo. He's been battered around in the first half. I'm pretty sure that head coach Tim Markham said, hey, whatever happens, you don't let anybody touch that quarterback. In order for us to win, he's got to stay clean the entire second half.
Early is their 3rd string center. Tipped and intercepted by Orlando. That was Israel Byrd tipping it, and Wayne Walker grabbing it for the interception. For Walker, it'll be his first interception of the year.
Nice job defensively. Here you're going to look at it right there. Brett Cooper comes up, tips the ball. The ball's in the air. Wonderful job of Dell keeping his eyes on the football, and Markham can't be happy about this. Things are finally going his way. When you see a tip ball back there 9 times out of 10, the defense is coming up with the interception.
Exactly as Mark called it right there. Now they're going long to Douglas. Touchdown! Antoine Worthman getting burned for 33 yards.
Quarterback Connell Maynard does not wait. As soon as he gets an opportunity, he's going deep for the football. Notoriously, the Orlando offense, they're dink and dunk and take their opportunities and don't throw deep. But tonight I talked to head coach Jay Gruden before the game. What he told me is, hey, if our offensive line can hold up, we will throw the ball deep. A one-on-one deep slant pattern. Joe Douglas goes to the corner, easy touchdown. He beats the defender, Antoine Worthman. It's not even close. If you get that much separation, it's going to be a touchdown in any football arena.
Now David Kuhl with the extra point. Got it. Big turnaround. Big turnaround. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead. Tampa Bay had been so close to taking their first lead of the night. It wasn't to be.
Wendy's has a craving for a hot new sound. Enter Wendy's Search for Sizzling Sounds contest, brought to you by TNN and CMT. All you have to do is write an original song that captures your love for hamburgers, like the ones you get at Wendy's. That classic combo of hot and juicy beef with your choice of crisp toppings. Just rush to Wendy's for all the details, or enter online at sizzlingsounds.com. If you win, you could be flying to Nashville to have your song professionally produced.
Wendy's, search for sizzling sounds.
Sponsored by TNN and CMT.
You see cars with nameplates like these on the hood.
Mercedes-Benz AMG, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin. But did you know there's another nameplate underneath it? Here, Mobil 1, Corvette, Porsche, all these cars come with Mobil 1 in the engine and the recommendation to keep on using it. You don't have a car like that? Me neither. But it only costs a little more to treat mine the same.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast Tough Actin' Tenactin Pump Spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with Tough Actin' Tenactin.
Introducing new Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. It's specially formulated to give tires a brilliant shine. New Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. Shinier longer than all leading brands.
This I call the young family special. It's reliable, it's practical, but got a little edge to it. This car says family. Follow moi. Check this out. Huh? Huh?
There's only one seat.
Keeps the family closer.
This isn't safe.
Of course it's safe. It's safe with a little edge. Edgy safe, I like to call it.
The IHRA's Summit Drag Racing Series premiering Sunday night, August 6th on TNN.
At the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando, the Storm had about set their sights on taking the lead. And then Orlando just deflates them. James Bowden set to return the kick of David Cool. Don't forget, we'll be with you in San Jose tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. Mark and Jill and myself for another quarterfinal round game. San Jose and Oklahoma, our first telecast of this year from the San Jose Arena. Off the metal again, look out! It's loose, it's still loose! Covered by Torrey Epps. Covered by Torrey Epps of the Tampa Bay Storm. My goodness, that could have been another sequence of plays where the game had turned. We've seen a lot of these possible turning points all day.
And a nice stick by Brett Cooper right there, jarring the ball loose, allowing Cliff Dell to come up with the interception. The next play, right off the bat, Connell Mader goes to his wide receiver, Joe Douglas, going right for the throat. And Tim Markham, head coach of Tampa Bay, not a happy camper. He's going to have gray hair when he leaves this building tonight. More than that?
But it's not over. 10 points in this league is nothing. Samuel and Fagan are the wideouts. Kaleo gives away a souvenir. Heavy, heavy pressure by Reggie Lee and John McCall. And Markham's quarterback just threw it away.
Nifty job of penetration.
Break. Go, same thing, trips left, same motion, 83. Okay.
Let's go. Same motion, trips left, yo-yo, 83. On 2, ready?
Samuels and Fagan wide left. The motion man will be Bowden, number 10. That's James Bowden. They go to him, and he gets stuck immediately by Damon Mason. But look at that hard work. Just keep those legs going.
Every time Damon Mason hits somebody, you hear a pop.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going to let you catch the ball in his area without taking a beating.
Number 1 tackler every year in the pros. Number 1 tackler at Southwest Louisiana. He was even the player of the week by Sports Illustrated in college when the Ragin' Cajuns played Texas A&M. He got SI's attention because of his numerous tackles that week.
He's a guy, he likes to give those rib-talking shots. He hits you so hard in the rib, the top rib says to the bottom ribs, "You hurting?" Yeah, the bottom says to the top ribs, "You hurting?"
Kaleo. That one will be about 4 rows up. Maybe 3 by the time it's cradled by that fan. Rich McKenzie and Reggie Lee getting through. So on this series, the Orlando defensive front has met very little resistance from the Tampa Bay offensive line.
And it's always one guy up front that gets free. One play Reggie Lee, then it's Rich McKenzie. And all this is one-on-one. Beat your guy up front, put pressure on the quarterback.
Well, on 4th down.
Here we go, right rip. 33 base. Get the motherfucker on.
They're going to go for it, and obviously Kaleo really wants this play. They are 0 of 2 in 4th down conversions tonight. He makes that one. They get that one on hard running by Cedric McKinnon out of Bethune-Cookman. He's from Daytona Beach area, Cedric McKinnon is.
Talk about blowing through a hole. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he keeps his feet turning and twists his body to get the first down. Smart running by McKinnon. When he turns his shoulder pads, he lunges forward for the first down.
Of course, in his 8 years in this league, he has become the 4th all-time Arena Football League rusher. So seeing Cedric McKinnon go through a hole on second effort is not a huge surprise. Bowden's open across the middle. They get it to him. He beats McIntyre to the ball. And Bowden flies to the goal line. Butler by Noti on the stop after a 22-yard pickup. I'll tell you, the glove went for it. Hey, there's a flag all the way back at the line of scrimmage.
Roughing the passer, 92.
Roughing the passer again on Orlando's Reggie Lee.
That's the 3rd one.
Indeed, the 3rd time tonight.
Maybe he's getting something from his brother John at the Oakland Raiders, what L. Davis used to say. Hit the quarterback, hit the quarterback, hit the quarterback. We don't care how many penalties you get. But right here at the end of the play, keep an eye on number 22, Lawrence Samuels. He will throw another block down the field to play. Now, this is smart by a wide receiver. You help your buddies out. On the inside, James Bowden comes up with a reception right there. He turns to face the goal line, but keep an eye right there on 22 at the end of the play. He's going to come and throw a block. Bing! Right at the end of the play, it's going to free James Bowden to get the extra effort and an extra 3 yards at the end of the play.
Cedric McKinnon is the fullback. Samuels in motion. McKinnon with the ball, not going to make it. I believe this is where I came in. We have seen these goal line stands by Ernest Allen and Orlando before.
I'll tell you one thing. Tim McCarron, if it was any other team except going against his quarterback, his old quarterback, and Jay Gruden, he wouldn't keep pounding this ball in there. I think he'd throw it a couple of times, or at least a rollout pass, but he's got the mentality that I'm going to show you, Jay, that I know what I'm doing, and Jay Gruden sitting there licking a shot saying, hey, keep running against this defense. We're going to make you turn it over on down.
Orlando's rushing defense allowing 18 yards a game on the ground.
But the killer is the average per carry has got to be less than a yard.
Oh, yeah. McKinnon again is the fullback. Fagan in motion. They fake the pitch. Nobody was fooled. Now the Utah shovel past Torrey Epps. Incomplete. Rich McKenzie came in. Not at all fooled. Even Markham says, heck, I wasn't fooled in that play either.
And the key on that was McKenzie held his ground. He's got contain out here on the play. His job right there is make sure there's not an open boot like this. He does his job. He holds his ground. Then the rest of the defense converges on quarterback John Kaleo. He does a smart thing by throwing the ball away.
And they're going to say he was down. They were going to say he was down at the 6-yard line when Rich McKenzie got him. So they placed the football at the 6. Tampa is 2 of 6 in 3rd down conversions. Now there's motion there. McCall might have been drawn off by Torrey Epps. If they go Tampa's way, it's their 5th flag.
Prior to the snap, 52 offense, false start, 3-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
He was pulled off by Torrey Epps.
And what Torrey Epps is, right there you see him. He's hemming and hawing, huffing and puffing. It's a long drive right now. And the problem is when it's a long drive, you must keep your concentration. It's very loud. The lineman cannot hear. Concentrate on the ball, concentrate on the quarterback and the snap count. If you don't, if you lose your concentration for a millisecond, you're going to jump.
This is the 8th play of the drive coming up here. 3rd quarter down to its final moments. Kaleo under pressure. Loses the ball. Picked up by Orlando. There is a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. John McCall may get credit for a sack before Mike Osuna comes up with the football. We'll let the officials sort it out.
There was no flag on the play. That was supposed to be a beanbag.
What a wild turn of events to get the ball in the 5-yard line and not being able to come away with points. That's the killer, the points. You need points when you have the football, points to possession. Here, great job of the defense, forcing quarterback Kaleo up the field to play. Right there, the ball is stripped. It's picked up. It's run back. Excellent job of hustling on defense. Mike Asuno, Johnny on the spot, concentrating, going towards the football. McKenzie with pressure on the quarterback. That's smart defense. This defense has just taken over this entire game.
I mean, Tampa Bay had the ball at the 1-yard line. Now Orlando gets it back at the Tampa Bay 21. Maynard, wide open, touchdown to the flag. Cliff Dell makes the grab, but who shoved off on whom? It may well go on the offense.
It's going to go on Dell against Fagan. He pushed off at the end of his route.
Cliff Dell guilty of the shove on the rookie from Alabama, Michael Fagan, who clearly, had he not been shoved away, would have, we know, made the play.
Pass interference, number 8 offense. 8-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Watch it right here.
As soon as he makes his break at the end of the play, keep your eyes on the hands of Cliff Dell. He makes his hit inside. Now he goes back outside, but right here, just puts his head down and pushes Michael Fagan, pushes him off right there. You can't do that. You can't run through the defender once he's established his position. That was one of those things. It's almost like it was unavoidable because as soon as he planted, he just turned and the momentum just ran him into the defender.
Flags. Orlando's left side of the line jumped that time. Now did somebody jump across the way from them? It looked like B.J. Cohen.
Right in the snap. Ball starting 97 offense.
It was.
Repeat first down.
This is the most bizarre 2 possessions. Tampa Bay has the ball at the Orlando 1. And on that offensive possession, they lose 30 yards. Now Orlando's got the ball from the Tampa Bay 20. And on this possession, they've lost 15. Maybe it's time we all move into the next quarter. This one wasn't worth much. The 4th quarter is just around the corner. It could be a bloody quarter. Stay tuned. The war on I-4 down to the final 15 minutes.
There is a rhythm to life. We sleep at night and wake in the morning. It's this sleep cycle that helps keep us in a healthy balance. But for millions of Americans, sleep doesn't always come easy. Fortunately, there's Ambien. Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep. With Ambien, you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and generally wake without feeling groggy the next morning. No wonder Ambien is the #1 prescribed sleep aid in America. Until you know how Ambien will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Side effects may include drowsiness, dizziness, and diarrhea. You shouldn't take it with alcohol. Patients who abuse prescription sleep aids may become dependent. Prescription sleep aids are most often taken for 7 to 10 days as needed. Your doctor will advise you about taking them longer. Take Ambien only when you can devote a full night to sleep and wake up rested and ready to start your day. Talk to your doctor about Ambien. Ambien works like a dream.
I don't know, it's just so...
We're not sure about the whole flame thing.
The flames intimidate the other cars right out of the way. Plus, it's a major chick magnet.
A kick sails toward 2 steel poles. Why do we lean in our seats? Do we really believe we can affect the flight of a ball through sheer will? Well, if it goes through, who's to say we didn't? This is why we watch. NFL Sunday Ticket lets you flip through up to 13 channels of NFL football every Sunday on DirecTV. Never miss a moment. Order NFL Sunday Ticket now by calling 1-800-GET-SPORTS.
Outside the TD Waterhouse Center, the fountains are dancing. That is a live shot outside the home of the Orlando Predators. As we said during basketball season, it's the home of the Magic. Right there, you are seeing the 1 millionth fan to come through the turnstiles. That young lady holding the plaque has just been honored here as the 1 millionth fan to come through the turnstiles in the 10-year history of Orlando Predator football here at this arena. Here's Cooper. Brett Cooper to the 21-yard line of Tampa Bay. Antoine Worthman will get credit for that tackle. Turnovers.
Yeah, both teams with 2 of them right here. But here's right here, possessions to TDs. Both of these possessions to touchdowns to possessions, I mean. But both of these teams, it's very close in passing yardage. But at the penalties right here, that's still knocking the quarterback around. Personal fouls against the quarterback. That's where Orlando's picked up the majority of the penalties.
Tampa has used 1 timeout. They've got 2 left. Orlando and Black, they have all 3 as we're in the 4th quarter. Maynard scampers out of trouble, but will lose a couple of yards. It was Pig Goff who was yelling "Suey" as he was chasing down.
Saw fresh slop. He was going to go get it. That sloppy fell his quarterback, Connell Maynard. But Connell Maynard on that play, it looked like a jailbreak up front. He didn't get any protection anywhere. He was going to dump the ball off. It looked like a quick pass to his fullback, but he just never had a chance to get set. When Connell Maynard gets set and looks down the field to play, he's lethal at the quarterback position. He can put the ball on the money.
A&T, Connell Maynard. They've got beach balls on the field. You saw them being retrieved at the top of your screen. Hey, Maynard forgot the football. There's a flag on the play, and the football is covered by Orlando, I believe.
Rick Hamilton. And that's the quarterback center exchange. They've had a lot of problems with those this year in the fumbles, and you've got a new center in there, and Matt Storm starting today over Webby Burnett.
But things have gone pretty well. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and the first mishandled snap by Matt Storm.
Play stand, 4th down.
That's Ty Law. He was about 6 yards downfield by the time the ball was snapped. He needs to do a little better timing out there. And he goes into motion.
Ty Law has been quiet tonight. Normally we're calling his name a number of times. He has not caught a single pass tonight. Here now, a 42-yard attempt by David Cool. 42 yards. Nope, off the iron. Football is loose. Football is covered. And a touchback. A touchback as the 42-yard field goal attempt by Cool is just off the mark by inches. So with 12:54 to go in the ball game, it's still a 10-point affair. It's far from over.
We need a car?
A minivan.
No.
An SUV.
With leather.
Blue.
Green.
Bluish green.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Now we need insurance.
And a loan.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
They're not coming out. We're going in to get them. You're always hot. You're always sweating.
It's a cat and mouse game.
We have some of the hottest detectives on the street to switch antiperspirant.
Degree Ultra Dry.
Body heat activated.
Does this work?
When your body heat rises, Degree's powerful Ultra Dry form releases extra protection when you need it most.
When the pressure is on, the heat is on, Degree kept up with me. It kept me dry. Degree kicks butt.
Degree Ultra Dry.
That stuff kicks in and takes care of business.
Your body heat turns it on.
Book 'em.
It's a tired football team. Huh? It's a tired football team. We are.
Boy, there's quite an admission, huh? The coach says that's a tired football team. Kaleo said who? Markham said we are.
It's always the quarterback. He's never tired because most quarterbacks don't have to do anything except hand the ball off, drop back 5 or 6 yards, throw the football. It's not like they're running up and down the field, blocking people, exerting themselves, pushing people along like those offensive linemen do. But Kaleo's numbers throughout 3 quarters, 50% passing, nothing big.
Well, let's see whether this little TV timeout might have gotten a little breath back into the lungs of Tampa Bay's Storm. They go the screen to Bowden, and he carries it out to the 13-yard line. Andre Bowden on the reception. Hey, folks, it's the sprint car race that every single driver wants to win. The Amoco Knoxville Nationals. Don't miss it. It is sprint car racing's most prestigious race. Saturday night, August the 12th at 10 Eastern and Pacific. You'll see it right here on TNN Sports. That's a great one. The Amoco Knoxville Nationals from Knoxville, Iowa. Here's Kaleo to Samuels. Overthrows him and overthrows McIntyre.
The rush of the defensive front. Did you catch that, Eli? It was like 4 people just collapsed on quarterback John Kaleo.
We've talked before how the Orlando line is really starting to dominate.
1, 2, 3 right there, and there's a 4th one and 42. Rick Hamilton. Yeah. That's pressure on the quarterback. Particularly in crunch time, you want to let the quarterback know there's going to be a hand in his face. He's going to get dumped around. There's going to be pressure on the quarterback. Don't give him time to execute. This Orlando front has not done that tonight. They have not given the quarterback time to execute. John Kaleo, he needs better protection from his offensive line up front.
From his own 10, big play. Samuels makes the grab and holds on for the first down. McIntyre hit him, but Lawrence Samuels does a nice job to hang on.
I'm impressed with Lawrence Samuels. Big physical receiver, does a lot of blocking down the field of play. Possession type receiver, 6'2", goes after the football. He's always around the football. He's a camera hog.
2 Arena Bowl titles in his 7 years in the league. So from their own 20 now, Tampa down by 10. Kaleo overthrows Bowden, intercepted by McIntyre. They will give him the football at the 3-yard line. Bad pass. Ernest Allen was coming in and really drilled Kaleo, and the pass sailed, and the glove was there untouched.
Field to play to throw this football. Here's a look at the interception. Right there, he just plants and throws the ball to try to throw it away, but it's good defense. You don't throw it into 2 defenders. The reason why he did is because of the pressure generated up front. Ernest Allen just plants him in the turf there. And there's 3 black jerseys around him again. You see 2 of them there, the other one's out of the screen. But the quarterback cannot operate when he has other jerseys in his face. And what I mean by other jerseys, the defensive jerseys in his face every time he goes back to throw the football.
You heard Coach Tim Markham say we're a tired bunch. Looked like the line was indeed a tired group. Brett Cooper out to the 11-yard line. We had a chance to chat with Coach Markham yesterday and said very simply, what is the key to this game? Who's talked to you about a tight game?
You know, Bear Bryant said, you rush there and protect urine. And that's what we got to do. If we rush Connell, we get there, we can protect John, we'll win the game.
Quoting the legendary Paul Bear Bryant. Line play, bringing about some flags right there. For Tampa Bay, their line play tonight not quite up to the level that Coach Bryant used to expect from his fellows in Tuscaloosa, yielding 12 national championships.
Let's keep going. Let's keep talking about Alabama. The great Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
They're going to have a pretty good football team this year. As a matter of fact, they're ranked in the top 3, top 4. And just
they are. There's every single publication has Bama in the top 4, opening up at UCLA on the second. Reason we talk about that, folks may or may not know, I do the broadcasts for the Crimson Tide.
The right defensive end made a move in the neutral zone, causing the other offensive end to pick up. That's encroachment defense. 3 yards. That's enough for a first down.
And that's Darren Connor. Got an early jump on the play, and he caused the offense to move, and you can't do that. You have to sit in your stance until the ball snapped or an offensive player moves.
Look at it, there's a hangout with you, and Craig Sager shows up from Turner.
Yeah, Sags and I used to work all the time with Turner down at TNT doing the NFL at Turner.
That's right. An old buddy of yours. Quick release on the setup screen to Cooper. He gets first down yardage to the 25-yard line. Tommy Henry makes the defensive stop for Tampa Bay. And, you know, I think Coach Markham was right. You can see that they're not quite as crisp Tampa Bay, you can see a little fatigue creeping in.
And the thing about it is this team shouldn't be tired. Neither of these teams shouldn't be tired. You're in the playoffs now. You should be in excellent physical condition to go both ways at this point of the season.
Except Orlando has been off for 2 weeks. Tampa Bay did play last Saturday. Here's Hamilton. Lumbering, but can't turn the corner. As a matter of fact, the scheduling of these games has been the subject of a couple of newspaper articles in the St. Petersburg paper this week. The question of, is it fair for a team to play Saturday and then have to come back on Thursday against another team that was 2 weeks off? And, it's been done in the past, certainly, and Orlando is deserving of the edge by virtue of winning their division.
Absolutely. You win more games, you win your division, you get the luxury of taking time off.
Using some clock now, Maynard. Ty Law, his first reception of the night to the 20-yard line, the fifth-year man out of Rice. I was just thinking I've talked about guys being rookies, this, that, and the other. Is anybody really a rookie now when you're playing your 14th, 15th game of the year? It's, I guess, technically on paper you are, but not for real.
No, and players don't count rookies as rookies towards the end of the season, because once you get about 10 games in, you're not a rookie anymore. You've been indoctrinated into football now. You've had the arrows coming at you. You've been through the wars out there on the field. You should be mature enough to handle almost any situation. You've been through just about anything that can be thrown at you.
Here's a third down try. Flags on the play. Orlando's going to be offside, I believe. We'll wait and see.
I thought Joe Douglas got a pretty good jump out there.
Yeah, the man in motion might well have been across the line of scrimmage significantly, but Darian Connor also moved for Tampa.
Offside, 46 defense.
That's what they're going to get.
That's twice.
That's what they're going to get. Darian Connor, he moved in advance of Douglas.
That's twice in this series. But what I'm impressed with at this point where Orlando has taken over this game. And here's how. They love to milk the clock. Take time off the clock. Move the ball down the field of play. Put points on it. It keeps the ball out of the opposing offense's hands. And Connell Maynard is a master at this. He likes the short passes, likes to run with the football, likes to eat the clock up.
Working the play clock nicely. Looking for Law. Overthrows him. Ty Law, who caught a pass moments ago, was the fourth different receiver to have caught passes from Connell Maynard this evening. And there's a souvenir.
Knew there was no way he was throwing that ball to someone else.
You don't give away those $60 gimmies. All right, this is going to be a 33-yard field goal attempt right here for David Kuhl. See, he is 500 on the night. This from 33 yards out. Oh, it's a fake. Maynard, he is going to be close. He may have made the first down by about a foot. He may have made the first down by a foot.
But he paid for it.
Oh, my goodness, did he pay for it.
Antoine Worthman just came up and knocked the fillings out of his mouth.
First down, Orlando.
And it was one heck of a stick. And Connell Maynard's still feeling that. He's shaking the cobwebs off. But that was one heck of a stick. You don't see many better than that. He jarred his head back.
Connell says if my whole body didn't get the first down, I know parts of me must have, because I was separated right there.
This was a snot bubble. He was hit so hard in his chest that a bubble came up in his nose, and that's from his snot. Right here. Bam! Look at that. Just reeled backwards. And that's close on the first down marker, and he paid the price to get the first down for his team.
He needed the 15.5-yard line.
Look at this stick. Boom!
My goodness, Pig Golf just buried him. Big play, because the clock now keeps on running. Caught neatly by Douglas. Picks up 5 to the 10-yard line. He spun around Antoine Worthman. Lawrence Samuels finally put him away.
Second down and 7.
As I said, this is what Orlando does.
Yeah.
This is their forte. That's their MO. And Tampa Bay knows this. They know that they've got to create something on defense. But right now, they just don't have it. They've just got the wind taken out of their sails. They just don't have much else defensively.
Skip the left trip bunch. 32 quick left and wide. On one, ready.
The way this game started, you would have sworn it was going to be 77-75 when it was over.
I did.
Not at all like that. Set up the screen at Douglas on the flanker screen. But Antoine Worthman and Israel Byrd were there. But again, you see the clock. That's as much a part of the Orlando strategy now as is anything else.
When they're in this situation, they're almost meticulous on offense. They're going to throw the ball across the middle. They're going to throw it to the outside, a little quick slant pass, a little screen pass to the outside, run the ball with their quarterback, hand the ball to Hamilton, let him run the football. They spread it around enough to keep your defense reeling back on your heels, but they don't go for the big plays as they did earlier. Now it's just the dink and dunk, chew up the clock, get the yardage.
0 of 6 in third down conversions. Maynard with a flag on the play will run it in for a touchdown, but again, there is a flag on the play. I think Antoine Worthman will be guilty of grabbing one of the outside receivers by the face mask. It was away from the football, and I think they're going to get Worthman on a face mask unrelated to the ball carrier. And if that's the case, the 9-yard touchdown run by Connell Maynard will stand.
To begin with, we have a touchdown. On the play, personal foul, 23, face mask. It will be enforced, half the distance on the extra point.
Indeed the case. Antoine Worthman away from the play. Watch the touchdown, though.
Tremendous job by Mayer. He looks to his right. There's nothing there. He gets pressured by Darian Connor. He sees an opening, gets a tremendous block by Ty Law, and then just goes into the end zone, burrowing over the defender, Tommy Henry. Smart play by quarterback Connell Maynard. He knows when to run with the football when he gets pressured. He sees an opening. He takes it. He takes advantage of the defense. That's what's so impressive about this quarterback.
Now David Kuhl adds yet another. And though the fat lady is not yet singing, I believe we can hear her clearing her throat. A comfortable lead now for Orlando. And time is on their side.
Hungry for seafood? When your hunger strikes, there's only one thing to do. Head to Red Lobster for lobster and shrimp. Sweet, succulent lobster together with mouth-watering shrimp. Just $12.99 right now at Red Lobster. So hurry in and get it before it's gone.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast Tough Actin' Tenactin Pump Spray works.
Tenactin stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot better than Lamisil AT.
Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with Tough Actin' Tenactin.
Introducing new Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. It's specially formulated to give tires a brilliant shine. New Castrol Super Clean Tire Gloss. Shinier longer than all leading brands.
34-17, Orlando trying to advance out of the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Why don't we check in with Jill downstairs?
You know, there are a lot of classy guys playing in the AFL, and one of them is Tampa Bay's James Bowden. You know, after each arena game, the home players stay on the field to sign autographs for the fans, and last week, James Bowden signed one for a 5-year-old boy, and he gave him one of his gloves. Now, this kid did not take that glove off for 3 days. Just goes to show you the impact these athletes have on the young ones. James Bowden, he must have a fan for life, and I bet this little one's watching the game with the glove on tonight. Don't you think, Eli?
I would bet so. James Bowden, one of the very last cuts of the Baltimore Ravens of the National Football League. And of North Carolina A&T. Matter of fact, played preseason with the Orlando Predators before being cut loose and ending up in Tampa Bay.
I'll tell you what, when you look at this game, tremendous scoring drive by Orlando, but for some reason, when you look at Jay Gruden, when he faces his old coach, when it becomes crunch time in the playoffs, he always has a few wrinkles that he pulls out of the closet and works against his old coach.
Can Bowden run this one back? No, it is a touchback. You talk about it being a huge scoring drive. You're not just making that up. That was a 9-play drive just completed. And look at that. 6.5 minutes, folks, in this league, that is an eternity.
That's war and peace in this one,
It
without
is.
a doubt. And that's just what Orlando does. They like to throw the short passes. They like to take time off the clock. They'll run the football. They want to keep your defense on the field, keep the opposing team on the football field, and keep the ball out of the opponent's offense's hands.
Let's see what Tampa Bay can muster. A completion for a 5-yard pickup. It was Harvey Middleton. Only his 17th catch of the year. Tomorrow night, we've got San Jose with the #1 offense in the league against Oklahoma with the #1 defense. Who wins when #1 goes against #1 offense against defense?
That's going to be a clash and battle of the Titans. But I'll tell you what, the defense will probably come out early and stop the offense. But once the offense gets in their groove, they're going to be able to put points on the scoreboard.
Middleton couldn't hang on there. Harvey just could not quite find the handle. That's going to be a good one tomorrow night. Look at that.
Wow.
As many, they got as many points in this half as turnovers.
You never like to see that if you're Tampa Bay's head coach, Tim Markham, but he's got to get something going. Just come out with a positive note, put some points on the board. He has to keep telling his guys, it's not over yet. We need a quick strike, guys. We need a turnover.
They are 2 of 7 in third down conversions. Here's the 3rd and 5. They got that one. Bowden. So they're now 3 of 8 in third down conversions. Remember, Tampa Bay has already used one of their timeouts. They have 2 remaining. Orlando has all 3 should they be needed.
Eli, since James Bowden and John Kaleo hooked up this season, as soon as they brought Bowden in, out of the last 12 games, they're 9-3. Now that's important because these 2 players, they were both with New England to begin the season. Bowden was cut. Kaleo was traded here. He finally got Bowden back, and that was really the turning point of the season.
That one will go 6 rows up. Mike Osuna was the man pressuring Kaleo that time.
Now, Eli, it's no great mystery for the defense and the offense. They know Tampa Bay's got to put it up.
Yeah.
So pin your ears back and go for it. And the way that they've been rushing this offense, you can tell by the offensive line, they're tired right now. The fullbacks are tired. When a linebacker blitzes, they're having problems getting to their gaps and picking up the blitzing linebacker. And when the defensive linemen take a gap and just try to blow through the gap, the offensive linemen have a tough time holding them out.
When you were with the Redskins, as we watch Kaleo here, looking to Bowden and overthrows him high. When you were with the Redskins, what was the quickest turnaround? Did you guys have a Sunday game and then have to play the Thanksgiving game in Detroit or Dallas or something? How quickly did you guys turn around?
Never had a problem. We were very fortunate. We had some Monday night games on the West Coast where you had to fly all the way back. You didn't get back until Tuesday morning, and then you had a Saturday game, and that was usually at the end of the season or sometimes a Sunday game. But for us, we were fortunate. We never had one of those Thursday night games when I played there.
I was trying to think about all this talk about having to have played Saturday for Tampa and again here on Thursday.
Oh, absolutely.
You just wonder how much that saps the Tampa Bay Storm.
Remember earlier when we talked to Danny White, he said, heck, we played 3 games in 10 days.
Exactly. Talking about Arizona's coach when we were out there.
Absolutely. And that's tough on a team, but after that, they got a little bit of a rest. They regrouped, and then they got it back together towards the end of the season. But that's tough on a team. 3 games in 10 days.
We have come to the 1-minute warning, so we are going to break away as Orlando's Predators try to put the capper on this one and advance in the 2000 playoffs.
I need a car.
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to AutoTrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
AutoTrader.com. Your car is waiting.
With a car this old, you expect some miles on the clock. But this one has over 1 million. In a real test for Model 1, it equaled 40 laps around the world. Then they tore down the engine, and many of the parts, even the piston rings, were almost like new after a... You want your car to last? Use Mobil 1. And I figure you'll wear out your seats before you wear out your engine.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
3DO.
Okay, boys. Last one up, the right there. Ready or not, here I come.
Throw a backyard bash. Let the games begin.
I spy something tan.
Backyard games are never so much fun.
Duck, goose.
The most intense 4-player chopper game, Army Men Air Combat for Nintendo 64 game console, rated T for Teen. Army Men Air Combat. Good to go.
TNN Action Wednesdays. One hot night. Who has the dead man's gun this week on TNN?
My real name's Jack Cito.
A boxer and his manager, Max.
Good night, sweetheart.
Every cent we have is on that fight.
Learn that sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. Dead Man's Gun. Wednesday at 10 Eastern, only on TNN Action Wednesdays. One hot night.
Now to the sound of the village people, little YMCA action here at the TD Waterhouse Center. Tomorrow night, the race for Arena Bowl 14 continues. We will be in San Jose. Superstar Steve Pappen and the top-seeded SaberCats hosting the Oklahoma Wranglers. And this game is featuring two of the most ferocious defenses in arena football. Oklahoma at San Jose tomorrow night at 9. Hope you can join us from the San Jose Arena. Then, coming up on Sunday, doubleheader action. ESPN has the 12:30 game, Arizona at Albany. And then the Deuce, Sunday at 4:30, Nashville at Iowa, where the Cats have never won. Kaleo. Fagan. He's to the 7-yard line. First catch of the night for Michael Fagan. First-year player out of Alabama.
Timeout call by Kaleo, but great protection. This is one of the few times he's had enough protection to step up in the pocket, and a nice move on the outside by Fagan. All this is just a crossing move, and he's able to get away from the defender, Butler Banote.
25-yard pickup, bringing about a timeout by the Tampa Bay Storm. There is Michael Fagan playing for Tim Markham after being on the injured reserves for a good bit of this season. Orlando will have another home game should they win here this evening. As the number 2 seed in the playoffs, Orlando would be home for every game until the championship game, the Arena Bowl, pending the fact that San Jose remains alive. San Jose being the number 1 seed.
That's why it's key in the playoffs to win your division, win as many games as you can, so you have that home field advantage. Your stadium, your crowd, your arena, you've got your fans behind you, you're in your own home environment, and it's difficult for a team to go on the road, even though it's 90 miles up I-4, but it's still tough to go in somebody else's backyard in the playoffs and win.
It'll be interesting to see that Nashville, Iowa game this weekend. As we said, the Cats haven't won there at the barn. Now, we see the officials again signaling a timeout. The football was inadvertently moved. A little problem for Damon Mason there as he reattaches the chin strap.
Here we go.
James Bowden in motion. Kaleo knocked down out of midair. There's a flag on the play. Osuna knocked it out of midair, but there's going to be a hold. There was a whole lot of holding going on in close as Osuna knocked the pass down. Let's listen in.
Hold it. Number 9, defense. Half the distance. Automatic first down.
That's the 11th flag on Orlando. Damon Mason.
Damon Mason had pretty tight coverage on the play, but they're battling for the football, but it's very close by the time he gets it right there. It's a push off between both of them now. Both are pushing off on the play.
But the fact that he got his arm wrapped up underneath the arm of Bowden.
But in a game like this, it's a playoff game, let the guys play. They're going at it a little bit, a little push here and there.
But the rule book is the rule book. From the 5. Tipped away by Osuna, who nearly intercepted it. Nearly an interception by Osuna. Well, all of a sudden, he's becoming a ball hound.
Yeah, that's twice by Osuna. He's got to get those bricks out of his hands, though, and wrap his fingers around the football. That's 2 times in a row he had an opportunity to catch the ball, but good defensive coverage by Osuna, getting up there, putting his hands out, taking a lane away from the quarterback. Smart defensive play.
From the University of Central Florida, Mike Osuna.
It's going to be interesting because every time Tampa Bay gets inside the 5-yard line, they haven't been able to get a touchdown.
Yeah. Yep. They have just stalled. At least with the flag down now, there's going to be an infraction on the defense, I believe. There's an incomplete pass to Harvey Middleton. Looked like Keogh Coleman was going to be the guilty party. May even have lined up incorrectly, as the flag came down instantaneously. Let's see.
Illegal formation defense, 93 on a shade. 3-yard penalty, but it's only going to be half the distance. It remains 2nd down.
They're going to call it on Curtis Eason.
You can't shade the center on either side. You have to be head up, and you can't shade on the outside, which means you basically have to be foot to foot as a lineman with the lineman across from you. If you try to cheat to the outside one way or the other, particularly the guys on the outside or the nose man, that's a penalty.
He was a defensive standout at East Tennessee State University. Curtis was. McKinnon, touchdown.
On a run.
A run by Cedric McKinnon from 2 yards out.
We have a touchdown on the play. Please reset the clock to 34.5 seconds. 34.5.
The clock continued to run, and we are in the final minute, so the 1-minute timing rules are in effect, and the clock should have stopped as soon as the TD was signaled.
What's surprising, it's just a simple pitch right here. Try to circle the defense and find a crease to hit, and that's exactly what Cedric McKinnon does. But what's surprising, they had about 12 cracks of running the football inside the 5, and that's the first time they were able to go across the goal line.
Matt Herkamp, perfect that time. A 9-play drive, 45 yards in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So Orlando's lead is now, as you see, 10 points. But the Predators will get the football back, and Tampa Bay only has 1 timeout remaining.
And there's still a lot of time, I believe. If they can kick an onside kick and recover it and get a quick score, but you never know what's going to happen. You take your shots. In rivalries, you never know what happens. Right now, as long as Tampa Bay does not have the give-up attitude saying, hey, this game's over, they've got a shot as long as they believe in one another and believe in each other. And I think that coach right there, Tim Marker, has to get in there and get his guys pumped up. Mentally, hey, we're still in it. Let's take a chance at it. If we don't get the onside kick, if we don't get it back, we don't get it back. But at least we're going to try everything we possibly can to win this football game.
As soon as this one's over, Mark and Jill, myself, our production crew all climb on the jet and fly to the West Coast. We'll get there, I guess, about 3:30 in the morning Pacific time. Sleep in a hurry and get set for San Jose and Oklahoma. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I think we got lucky. We got 2 great games. Here we get a big rivalry in Florida, Tampa Bay, Orlando. Then we get the #1 defense in Oklahoma going against the #1 and the surprise team in the league this year in San Jose.
That's also the 2 most penalized teams in the league, San Jose and Oklahoma. We'll kick it off tomorrow. We might be till Wednesday of next week.
I mean, I should throw this watch out and get a sundial.
Yeah. You see them teeing it up for the onside kick. Everybody in the building knew what Matt Herkamp was going to attempt.
They've got the good hands team out there for Orlando. That's the best hand supposedly on their team.
McIntyre's got it. McIntyre has run out a little clock. And remember that Tampa Bay can only stop the clock 1 more time now. Orlando, with the lead, however, cannot just take a knee. Unlike the stadium played game, where at this point in the afternoon or evening, you'd see the quarterback just hit the knee. Here you have to try and advance the football.
Inside the 5. That's what's really cost Tampa Bay the game this evening. They couldn't capitalize. They had to become more innovative as the game went on, but they still tried to just punch the ball inside the 5, and that's what cost them the game.
Hamilton is the fullback. Douglas is in motion. Now Maynard did not just go down and take a knee. He did try to follow the center. And now the final timeout is being taken by Tampa Bay. So their last timeout is being called.
And Connell Maynard, he's been battered tonight. He's taken a beating, but he's hung in there. Takes his time getting up. A little slow getting up, but there you see the timeouts done for Tampa Bay, and Orlando has all of theirs. But Connell Maynard, what a leader out there. Running the football early, taking advantage of what the defense gives him, and throwing the football when he had to, and just slicing and dicing the defense when he had to.
Hope you can stick around as soon as the final gun sounds. Jill will be handling the post-game coverage from down on the field. We will have time. We stick around with you until the top of the hour. So we hope you can stay with us for the postmortems from that gentleman and from Jay Gruden and from a few others. That'll be coming up from the jungle, the home of the Predators. Stay with so much going on in Central Florida, sports-wise. The Devil Rays, and of course the signings by the Magic today. The papers, however, have been full of this game. Here and in the Tampa St. Pete market, the newspapers have really written this one up big time. There's Hamilton. Just carrying it again. Tampa Bay cannot stop the clock. This one is over, and Orlando wins. They will play another day. Final score, Orlando 34, Tampa Bay 24. Orlando advances on into the next round of the playoffs, while Tampa Bay's season ends on the floor of the TD Waterhouse Center. Post-game coverage on TNN Sports. Coming up next. We'll be back as the war on I-4 tonight goes to Orlando.
You're sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Green visible solid? What's that?
I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works.
No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
Come with instructions on keeping them drug-free. But if they did, this is what they'd say. Call to find out what else you can do.
Yeah, show me the money, I'm telling you. Oh, boy.
The original school of hard knocks holds class in Music City. It's championship bull riding from Nashville. Sunday night at 9 Eastern and Pacific on TNN.
I'd like to know if my husband's being faithful to me.
King of Cups concerns me. It's in a reverse position. That usually means that someone's lying to you. But interesting enough, who is this other gentleman I see around you?
Yes.
Calling to check upon the husband, and I should be checking upon you.
Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable.
Call me for your free reading now, and let Miss Cleo help you answer your question.
Call 1-800-604-9003.
You want to watch a hit movie on DirecTV, but your day's so busy you think it's not for me. You gotta drop the kids and your dog needs a walk, and when the really good part comes, it's huge. That's when Mama calls to talk. But just look for the all-day ticket, pay once, and when you're ready you can pick it all day till 6 a.m. Eastern. So when you're watching the show and you really gotta go, just get all-day ticket, and when you're ready you can pick it.
Good to know.
Know what I'm saying? All-day ticket.
Matt Storm celebrating calling family and friends on the ever-present cell phone. Orlando advancing by 10 over Tampa Bay. Now the Tough Acton Tinactin Iron Man of the game, brought to you by Tinactin for tough cases of athlete's foot. There's Tough Acton Tinactin.
And that'll be Cliff Dell. 2 early touchdown passes. That's the first one from Connell Maynard. But right here, keeps his eye on the ball. It's up in the air. He comes down with the interception. Doing it on both sides of the football is Cliff Dell.
Interestingly, from the University of South Florida, which is in Tampa, the Bulls of South Florida. Meanwhile, downstairs, Jill Arrington with some of the stars of the game. Jill?
I've got Damon Mason here. Your defense is just unstoppable. Are you and McIntyre invincible or what?
We're not invincible, you know. We just work hard, you know, and we feed off each other's style of play. You know, we practice hard, you know, with the coaching that we have, you know, and we just have a game plan and, you know, say, look, you know, we can cover anybody, but we got to go out there and be smart about it and just play our game. You know, don't try to do too much, but be consistent in what we do, and, you know, and that whatever happens, going to take care of itself.
Well, you've been playing great, and I know you have an extra push behind your play with your cousin's recent death.
Well, yeah, I try to play hard every game, you know, but the death of my cousin Chad, you know, it really hurt me, and, you know, everybody's meant to die. You know, unfortunately, he died at a young age, you know, so I feel like I'm playing for him as well as my family and my coaching staff and myself, you know, and so I know he's watching me. I know, you know, it's a drive, and I feed off of any negative energy, and that really pushing me throughout this year to really throughout the rest of my life.
All right, well, you're playing great. I'm sure he'd be very proud. I also have the coach over here. Coach Group, how do you do it? 3 in a row. You're 3-0 against Coach Markham in the playoffs.
I don't do a whole lot. These guys here do all the work. You know, they play with a lot of confidence come playoff time. They feel like their legs are on them, and they play a lot harder. And it's very important for them to step up their game, and they do all the work. You know, I just stand out there and give a couple signals.
I don't know about that. But you have one more game to win to make it 3 in a row to get to the Arena Bowl. Is this the team that's going to make it again?
I hope so. You know, we're playing very well on offense, but we still have a lot to iron out on offense. I mean, on defense. We have a lot to fix on offense. We left a lot of plays out there on the table that we didn't capitalize on, but thank goodness our defense was there to bail us out, but that may not be the case against teams like Albany and Iowa and good offensive teams in San Jose. So we got to get better on offense and be able to score when we have an opportunity.
Is there any certain team that you think you would be the best matchup against coming up next week, or is there anything you would change? I mean, you guys played great tonight, but is there anything you would change?
Well, every team gives you a different problem, you know. Arizona, they have different weapons, and Iowa does, and San Jose. So, you know, we'll just have to study them when we get their game film and figure out the best way to cover them. You know, it's not always that easy. You know, sometimes we have to play some zone, but the key is our defensive line. They got unbelievable pressure on Kaleo. It made it easy for our defensive backs.
Well, you've got a lot of bag of tricks, and you always implement them. So good luck to you next week, and congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you, Eli.
All right, Jill, thank you very much. They don't like each other for 3 days a year. They're good friends the other 362, but even those 3 days a year where they don't really like each other, they certainly respect one another.
You see cars with nameplates like these on the hood. Mercedes-Benz AMG, Dodge Viper, Aston Martin. But did you know there's another nameplate underneath it? Here, Mobil 1, Corvette, Porsche. All these cars come with Mobil 1 in the engine and the recommendation to keep on using it. You don't have a car like that? Me neither. But it only costs a little more to treat mine the same.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach with some big, tough weightlifters.
We're going to show how new right guard extreme sport works even under the most
extreme conditions.
Back,
stop! Run! Oh no, the kid's gonna get you! He got ya! Look! Extreme protection against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit.
New right guard extreme sport. Get extreme. Get right guard.
Ouch.
It is all over as Connell Maynard spends time with that's Ron Kerpier from the Arena Football League office, Deputy Commissioner and Chief Counsel, talking to the winning quarterback. Let's take a look now at the right guard extreme play of the game. Get extreme, get right guard. The fake field goal is our pick of the night, Mark.
And it's a fake field goal by quarterback Connell Maynard, but he's going to pay the price at the end of this play. Robert Pickoff, boom, right there, Antoine Worthman, but he gets the first down by the length of the football. Big play of the game by quarterback Connell Maynard.
So while the coach enjoys the spoils of victory, we're going to break away and take care of some business. We come right back with more from the TD Waterhouse Center. Orlando advances. Tampa's season is done.
Let's play truth or dare. Truth. When you get a yeast infection, you use one of those messy creams, don't you? Truth. There may be an easier way. It's a pill, Diflucan. Truth. A pill that's as effective as the leading 7-day creams without the mess. Ready for the dare? I dare you to call your doctor to find out more about Diflucan. Sure, it takes a little effort, but tell the truth. A pill that treats a yeast infection is worth it, isn't it? Oral Diflucan, the #1 doctor-prescribed treatment for yeast infections. Kiss those creams goodbye. With Diflucan, there is an increased possibility of side effects compared with creams, including headache, nausea, and abdominal pain. In rare instances, serious effects in the liver and serious allergic reactions were reported. Do not use Diflucan if you are nursing. If you are pregnant or taking other medications, talk to your doctor. To prevent heart-related complications, do not take Diflucan if you are taking Propulsive. For more information, ask your doctor or call us. Oral Diflucan.
Try this. Call up your auto insurance company and ask them to give you a quote.
And then ask them to give you the prices of their 3 major competitors also.
See what they say.
Progressive wants you to know that 6-month rates can really vary from company to company.
On average, you could be paying $522 more than you have to.
If you're not shopping around, you can be losing a lot of money.
Call Progressive at 1-800-AUTO-PRO or visit us online at progressive.com.
We'll give you our price, and if you'd like, the rates from up to 3 other leading companies.
Even if their prices are lower than ours.
I didn't believe it either, but it's true.
I can go online 24 hours a day and compare rates.
We have these things called IRVs, immediate response vehicles.
It's like a mini claims office right there in the car.
So call us right now at 1-800-AUTO-PRO.
If we can't save you money on auto insurance, we'll tell you who can.
Shop and buy at Progressive.com. Or call 1-800-AUTO-PRO.
Well, we appreciate the folks in the Tampa Bay and Orlando areas for watching us here on TNN. The Damon Mason family on hand here to enjoy the win for the Orlando Predators. Let's take a look at the final numbers now. Look at that, points off turnovers.
And that's most important. It's not just getting the turnovers, it's what you do after the turnover. And Orlando was able to put 2 touchdowns on the board. They only had one less turnover than they gave up against Tampa, and that's key, like putting those points on the board.
Lots of penalties tonight, 20 in total. And Cannell Maynor, look at the numbers. 3 touchdowns might have been the difference in the ball game. We're back to wrap it up from Orlando right after these messages.
Hey, Franklin, what do you want more than anything else in the whole world?
I'd like to go to lunch.
Me too. I bet some coworkers of mine would love to have lunch with you.
I bet they would. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. Watch this. Pretty, pretty dancing.
You can see all this and more at lunch.
Pretty, pretty dancing.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. That ought to hold you.
You know what a panda has for lunch? They have bamboo.
Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
Hi, do you have any mozzarella?
Sorry, we're all out.
Give me a pound of mozzarella.
How about some nice provolone?
Where's all the mozzarella? Well, Dave Thomas put it on Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme.
No, we're all out of mozzarella.
2 slices of mozzarella, a plump, juicy whole chicken breast fillet topped with a delicious Parmesan sauce. It's a mouth-watering combination.
Dave, Frankie's coming. Dave?
Come in and try Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme today. And remember, Wendy's pickup window's open late, so you can eat great.
Thanks for stopping.
Even late.
No more half-naked women. No more trash. No more fistfights. No more fun.
So we call it Porno Jam.
But is this preaching prophet good or evil?
Nothing more interesting than a good girl gone bad.
He's got the power, but absolute power corrupts, and his thugs kidnap Lindsay, the Golden Girl. Roller Jam, season premiere, Friday, August 11th on TNN.
Well, the war on I-4 living up to its advanced billing tonight, Mark.
It definitely was a hard-hitting football game. Hey, offense puts fannies in the seats, but defense wins games, and Orlando's defense stood up to the test.
Well, listen, they're revving up the engines on the Jets, so we've got to get going to head to San Jose. Hope you can join us there tomorrow night. More AFL playoffs. Oklahoma traveling to San Jose. Our coverage begins at 9 tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of the Arena Football League. Permission must be granted by the AFL for any reproduction or rebroadcast of this game. For Mark May and Jill Arrington, I'm Eli Gold. Congratulations to Orlando. We'll see you tomorrow night in San Jose.